What is up, super fam and Brovengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, aka Vane Sensei, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. And today we are continuing our From Watcher to Reader series. That's right, it's episode 6, and we are getting it in, and I am so excited to journey on this crazy bit of chapters that we have tonight. Nothing too insane, I don't think, but it still is a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I hope everybody's having a fantastic Wednesday and having a really good time and hoping to, have a good book club today. If you guys haven't already, make sure you follow us on social media at Marvel Bros, to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. You can also follow me on social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing you may be partaking in at that particular time. Because I am so excited to get into all this amazing things today. And of course, wow, chicka bam. And of course, check out that weekly podcast wherever you check podcasts out at. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I said, we are going to be covering chapters 25 through 29 of The Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt. This set of chapters was pretty, it was pretty fan-doodly-dastic. So if you guys don't know how we set up these book clubs, we basically do chat talk first, where we're talking to chat, see how everyone is doing, how everyone is feeling, and then of course we go into our overall thoughts, and then we do our chapter by chapter review and discussion, and finishing it off with book to show comparisons. I don't know if I have too many book to show comparisons that I was seeing while reading, so we might actually leave that for the end, maybe. I'm not sure yet, but I hope everybody's having a good one and is ready to get into our reading today. Let me know how you guys felt about the reading. If you got any polls that we can put up or anything like that, just let me know. Put it in the comments, put it down below, and we'll try to get into it, okay? Okay. My bad, I got a lot of stuff going on over here. There we go. Let's put that like that. Boom. Boom. Throw that over here with the ooh, ah, and bow. Okay. Let me know if I'm sounding all right to y'all and all that good stuff as we proceed. Okay, so it's been a pretty dope week for me so far. Pretty chill too, but actually getting stuff done at the same time. Yesterday was actually a really chill day. We didn't have X-Men 97, so I was like up late drinking with my partner and my cousin, my bro. He came through. We was big chilling, sipping, and just talking about stuff. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping everything is smoothly woozy for everybody. Everybody. Let me know how your day has been and how your week's been. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Is it cool for everyone? Or are y'all, are y'all like, come on, man? What's going on? I'm ready for the weekend already. I'm not, this week feels like one of those chill weeks for me so far, even though there's been a lot going on. The Marvel Rivals game that just ended, the whole playtest for that ended on Monday, and that game was awesome. We got I don't think we have anything new for any of that other stuff, but we got House of the Dragon coming up soon. Star Wars The Acolyte is going to be coming up soon as well, and I'm pumped for both of those seasons of stuff, for real. I think they're going to really be doing the damn thing with these seasons for those ones. So I'm excited about all that. What else is going on? What else is going to be going on? I'm trying to figure out what else is going on, but I think this week has been cool. I know going into this weekend, I got a lot of stuff going on, like every day. I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'm doing something, and then Friday there's a graduation, and then Saturday there's a graduation party. A whole bunch of stuff is going on this week in that type of way. I forgot that chair was right there. I looked and I was like, wait, where's SpongeBob? As you can see, the story is wildly diverging. Okay, hold on. Let me jump into, hold on. Before I jump into chat, my bad, because I know that's not the first comment. Let's see, where did it go? Yeah, all right. So, KP was like, let's jump into chat. Let's jump into chat and see how everybody is doing, and then we'll keep it going. I assume this is 7 p.m. since it's not on right now. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just kind of set for 1 p.m. earlier, and for some strange reason, and I'm not sure what that was about. Wait. What's going on? Come on, bring it back. What's this? Okay, this can close. My bad. There we go. Where is this? There we go. I'm like, bro, the chat keeps disappearing, baby. Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on. What's up with the KP? What's up with it, Marsu? I hope y'all having good days. Kingler, what's up with it? How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Setup week of reading. Yeah, pretty much. I feel that. As you can see, wait, why is there two? Interesting. As you can see, the story is wildly diverging from the show, yet somehow things are spiritually similar. Yeah, I have. That was wild. That was so wild to me. That was so wild to me. Are you still experiencing that lag, Marisu? Let me know. I'll try to help you out somehow, some way. All right, so let's get into overall thoughts first and foremost of this week's reading. All right, I truly enjoyed this week's reading so much. I'm not gonna lie to you, because this week's reading brought a lot to the table. It brought a lot to the table in a really interesting way. I think what Marisu said right here is a perfect way to sum that up. You know what I mean? The story is wildly diverging from the show, but it's still spiritually, similar. And that is a really crazy thing that they were able to accomplish. But I really wasn't expecting any of the things that happened in this set of chapters. And I did have to spread this up, right? Because last week, I think I was like almost a zombie exhausted, if I'm not mistaken, because I think we were up really late for that X-Men 97 watch party that we did, and it was like there was some energy going, and I was just very worn out after that, and I think I had done something on Wednesday as well, so I was doing half of that reading, and then I was just like, I got to a really hype part, and I think I was just like so tired, and I was like, oh, bro, there's no way I'm gonna be able to have I don't have the energy type of vibe, And I was like, let me just take this little week off, because it was like at the halfway point within the reading as well. So I was like, okay, let's do that. So when I got back to it this week, I'm not gonna say it's not like I forgot what happened last week. It's just like I definitely am gonna need to go through it and get a little bit of a refresher. But we got a lot of stuff happening, right? We got to see basically almost, no, I don't think we got to see all of our characters necessarily, but we did get to see a lot of stuff going on. We got to see our boy Tom, pop back in. We got to see, what's his name? Hearn finally, come back. Not come back, but Hearn, finally be he's back, you know what I mean? They're not in that crazy place. He's in a place where he can relax and chill out and doesn't have to go crazy about all the other stuff that's going on. We got to see Loyal be a little nervous and scared about being so close to another Stedding. And that was really funny. That was funny to see him be a little nervous Nelly, because he's like, you know what? I'll just stay in the house. I thought that was really, I thought that was dope. And then, of course, we have Rand continuing to come into who he is and really harness that power that he has and really be that strong person that everyone is kind of looking for him to be. And I feel like he's done a really good job of being that type of strong person going into this week's reading and just kind of experiencing all those different things that we did get to see Rand do in this in this section, in this portion. And I mean, to be honest, I don't know what I was expecting going into the reading, but there were so many reveals, right? And it's it's surprising me how many reveals there are, and how they choose how Robert Jordan has chose to do certain things. It just continues to stand out to me in such a magnificent way, and I just can't help but love every bit of it. You know, I'm like, wait, okay, this is actually really amazing, bro. Bro's like weaving stories together in a crazy way, and it just all felt so right when watching it, when reading it, and experiencing all of those crazy things that we got to experience within this portion. And then of course we have the introduction of the Shan Chan, and having them be introduced did a lot, right? It did a lot for what we were getting into, and I was like, oh snap! And I love the way that they're even introduced there. Everything is built up and presented to us in such a fashionable manner. I think that's the best way that I can put it. Everything is really weaved together to be appealing to the eye, for a lack of better words, right? We are able to experience all of these things with the characters and not have to necessarily worry. I don't want to say worry about having to have our hand held, but basically, right? We don't have our hand held with any of the information that's being given to us. Even I know there was one point where I wrote down, like, you know, I love the way that RJ is basically implementing dialogue and regular discourse that, like, Rand just overhears somebody talking about something, and we don't know what the hell is going on because, you know, they're just discussing things as they do. But then later on, it's like, oh wait, no, that's what they were talking about in that earlier part. And they just do such a good job. I keep saying they, but I mean he's doing such a good job of bringing all of it together. There we go. Oh, it's dead, of course. But yeah, man, like I said, Loyal, he definitely was shining in these parts. I love me some good old Loyal. We got to get a lot more of. We got to see another Aiel, right? Like that was insane. I didn't even know that was I didn't know that was happening in that way. We definitely got to see more politics being brought to the table, and even that, right? Even that, when it comes to, I guess we can keep the book to show comparisons here. It helps with the overall thoughts, right? It definitely helps. So I was really, I was mind blown at the Aielman, right? I was mind blown at the Aielman and how we didn't have the, because I don't. We might still be introduced to the three women later, but you know, being introduced to a dude at all was just crazy to me because I'm pretty sure the only man Aielman or whatever we want to call him that we saw in the show is Rand, right? Like, and then we see the three females that come afterwards, and then they're like help him fight and all that other stuff. So that they're rocking with Perrin. That's what it is. They're rocking with Perrin, and I mean, I just was not prepared for that. Like that threw me off super, and then the way that he was reacting to Varen as a Aes Sedai, like all of that stuff, it just kind of weaved together in a really strong way, and I didn't know what to I didn't know that was what we were in for. I did not know what we were in for with that, and of course we had Celine being Celine as she is. Mentions of false dragon. I mean, bro, this was really jam packed with a lot of stuff going on here in the best way possible. We weren't. I don't feel like we were overwhelmed. I just don't feel like we were overwhelmed this time around. I remember just being so mind blown about everything that was going on around. I was like, bro, what? We started this. I mean, again, can we just get a round of applause for how this reading has been split up? Because it's just been like a movie. It's been like a show every week that how we've been able to kind of just go into these episodes, right? It's literally like episodes that are being super packed with world building, lore, or action or just giving us a better understanding of how our characters are. And of course, Rand being a little horny verge because, you know, he's just hanging on to every single thing that Celine says and does, and it's like, my boy, you need to chill off of that. you have to get it together, but he can't get it together, and it's really funny seeing him absolutely fumble himself when he's around her and not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do, and again, just completely fumbling the bag, bro. It's honestly hilarious to see him go through it in the way that he does with her. We have the chapters in this segment as well were really some dope chapter names. I love that. We started off with Carrion, and then we went to Discord, The Shadow in the Night, A New Thread in the Pattern, and then finally we ended it with Shan-Chan, or Shan-Chan, however you would like to say that. And each of these chapters did a really good job of almost building up the next one. I don't feel like that's been going on a lot. Like, I don't know if that's going to always be happening, but these chapters really went like domino effect almost. You saw, even though they didn't have a lot to do with each other, well, some of them do, but you know what I'm saying? The ones that didn't have anything to do with the previous ones towards the end, and like A New Thread in the Pattern and the Shan-Chan, they didn't really have anything to do with like the first 3 chapters that we had in this one, because I'm pretty sure all those first 3 chapters are all about Rand, if I'm not mistaken. I'll figure it out more once we actually start going into the reading, but I was just so, not overwhelmed, but I was so whelmed that we were just like, we were going through, like, when it was like the Shan-Chan, it was like, oh, wait. And then when we're with Perrin, and then we're hearing about different things are going on and happening, it's just linking to the show in these different ways that you wouldn't expect it to. Like, again, the showrunners did such a good job with adapting the entirety of the books and not just trying to adapt book by book. And I don't know if that was the right choice, but so far, it feels like it was. You know, it feels like it was the right choice for the show. Just because of all of the things that are happening in this book, it's insane how much is going on and how many characters we're watching and how we're all over the world, you know, being able to see how these politics are taking place in these different moments, in these different areas, and how all of these different people are interacting with each other, and then how the Shan-Chan come through and kind of mess all of that up that was just going on with their interactions with each other. It's like, it's a really cool thing that they're able to do. It's just getting done swimmingly, and I'm having the time of my life reading this book, right? Like, I'm having so much fun trying to figure out what will be different, or like reading something and being like, okay, wait a minute, and then trying to figure out if the thing that I saw in the show will ever happen at all, or was it just something that was put in the show to kind of give it as a little plot twist. Again, like those 3 girls that I was talking about earlier. As soon as I saw the Aielman, I'm like, wait, what do we do here? What does that even mean, right? What does that even mean? You know, it's just so much stuff going on. And then, of course, we just have some really, almost fumbled the bag. Come on, just remind me later. And then I love all the things that we were accomplishing in these chapters. I think Robert Jordan really just he is a wonderful writer. He might be one of the best writers. He might be the best writer for real that I've ever read. I'm not gonna lie to you, because the way that the scenes are like set, like he sets a scene. There is a tone to what's happening at every moment, at every time, and there is such good buildup. Even when there's like something surprising that's about to happen, you're like engulfed in the thing that doesn't matter before that all gets shattered to pieces. Right? It's like, as soon as that thing gets shattered to pieces, you know it gets shattered, because you were just sitting there talking with everyone else like Rand was, basically. And then the next thing you know, there are Trollocs everywhere. And it's like, what the... Like, I think audibly I did that, like, when I was reading, when I was doing the reading for this. right? Like something had happened, and I think Remy had came into my office while I was reading, and then I think it was like just something occurred, and then it was just like Trollocs, like literally one line was like oh my god, and then fire rains from the heavens, like I'm being a little bit more dramatic with it, but that's basically what happened. And as I was reading, I was like, what the. What just happened? Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? I was so not prepared for it. But again, Jordan just does such a good job of wrapping you in to the normalcy of the scene. And you kind of forget, just the same way the characters do sometimes, that, hey, bro, you're being looked for right now. And sometimes it's so crazy because it'll be like, oh yeah, man, in the midst of him like complaining about something, he gets attacked, and it's like, oh my god, like, and then it makes you ask, okay, is this a Sixth Sense type of thing going on, or is he actively aware of, or is he like the spider sense tingling? Is the spider sense tingling, or does he know that something is afoot? That is the question that I have, okay? And I think I need to know what that answer is. But those are all of my thoughts. Those are my overall thoughts about this chapter. Of course, Celine being super, ooper duper sus. It's like, what the hell? What the hell? Why? Like, why are you the way you are, and why does no one know it? Okay. I just don't get it. But yeah, man, those are my overall thoughts, and we're about to jump into chat, and then we'll get into our chapter by chapter review and discussion. But first, we'll have a little word from our chicken noodle soup with the soda on the side.
Hi, my name is Dominique Pruitt, and I started Don's Bon Gourmet Popcorn LLC in the summer of 2021 to introduce delicious and unique flavored popcorn not found anywhere else in the world. Why, you ask? Because I make it in my home with love, just for you. We offer over 10 flavors and are continuously creating new flavors that can be customized to any color or taste for your next event, party, or fundraiser. So go find yourself to our website and find a bombastic flavor of popcorn at donsbombgourmetpopcorn.com, or you can also follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Don's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn.
All right. So I hope you guys all enjoyed those overall thoughts, or my overall thoughts. Let me know your overall thoughts about this portion of the reading. This segment of 5 chapters. Let's jump into chat a little bit, and then we will get into that chapter by chapter review and discussion. Okay. I'm doing a lot better now than I was doing last week. We got COVID over there. Oh no. Yo, I'm so happy you're doing better. I'm so happy you're doing better, Marisu. I know. Okay, I'm not gonna make an old joke. I was about to make an old joke, but I'm not going to. Okay, but you know what I was gonna say. Lag is fixed. Yo, for Marisu, I hope you're doing better. Make sure you drink you some tea. Make sure you get some lemon in there. Some tea, honey, lemon. I don't know if you got a El Pollo Loco where you at, but if you go and get their chicken soup, I promise you, it's the elixir of the gods. You will be better. You might not be better soon, but you'll be feeling a lot better with that chicken noodle soup in your system. We got Tom back. That's right. Somehow Tom survived. I can't believe it. That actually threw me for a loop. Hi, friends. I made it. Yo, what's up with it, Thatch? Welcome into the chat, man. Happy you could be here with us. Celine is sus. Celine is so sus. And somehow, Rand just never, gets it. Like, he just doesn't know that she's sus as hell at every single point she can be. And it triggers me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I was low-key triggered by Rand in this bit. Like, I'm like, bruh, how many times can she just pop up out of nowhere and you don't think anything is weird about that? Like, why don't you think anything is weird about that? Because there's actually something extremely weird about that, my boy. What are we doing, Rand? You verge. Like, what are we doing, bro? I missed the Illuminates in the show. Understand why they were cut, but could have been fun. The Illuminates. I was trying to figure out what the Illuminates are, and my brain does not remember, so I apologize. Don't cancel me. How am I supposed to swipe? Oh. I don't understand. So I gotta... That's lame. Okay, whatever. The Illuminates. Well, so on the topic of show to book, what was your favorite perks of them introducing Selene in the show versus Rand having to rescue her? What do you feel was taken away from it? I actually think that Selene loses a lot of her what's it called? A lot of her... It's like not creepiness, but like a lot of intrigue around her is just gone now. I think the show just literally deletes all intrigue around the character and just kind of capitalizes on how beautiful and like seductive she is in a way. And I I'm like, okay, I'm here for that. I understand. I feel like in the show they made Selene damn near a dominatrix, and I feel like in the book she was like almost like more of like an Emperor Palpatine type character that's like slowly trying to literally push Rand in a way that he doesn't want to go. Versus where in the show it makes you feel like Moiraine is kind of doing that to Rand instead, right? It's like in the book I feel like Selene feels more like how Moiraine feels in the show, and then in the show, I feel like Moiraine feels more like how Selene is right now in the book. Because for like, I haven't felt like, damn, I can't trust Moiraine as much as I felt like that in the show. You know what I mean? Like in the show, I was always like, I do not trust her. I do not trust her. I do not trust her. But in the book, I'm like, nah, she letting my boy do what he want. And it's like, she's just saying, bro, I know the pattern is going to make you go where you're going to go. You know? So I feel like we do miss out on a lot of that intrigue around her character and a lot of that elusiveness of what the hell are you doing here? Like, why did you just pop up? I don't feel like we felt like that with her in the show. It was more like, why is she in his dreams? You know, but it wasn't as intriguing in the same way. It didn't lead us to ask more questions. It didn't cause us to be more, I don't want to say concerned, but there was no concern about what was going on. It was just kind of like, well, okay, like that's just what it is here. So I guess that's what I'll say when it comes to that. I feel like we do lose out on a lot of that stuff going on there. Yo, what's up with it, Sharice? How you doing, Miss Lady? I hope you're having a good day today. The Illuminator sequence is so fun. What? Why is my brain missing out on the Illuminator? What is that? What's the Illuminators? My brain can't remember for some reason. I don't know what happened. I got like Men in Black mind wiped. I wasn't fooled by Tom for a second. My professor was trying so hard to make me believe that Tom was gone for good. I definitely thought Tom was gone. And we can talk about that more once we get into that actual chapter. But, yo. Crazy. We will for sure see the Illuminators at some point in the show. Yo, who are the Illuminators? Damn, I was dehydrated. You suck. Oh. Are we talking about the firework people? Yeah, I actually really liked them. That is something that I was bummed out about that we did not get to see in the show. I was like, bro, why didn't we get to see fireworks? Like, what? We miss out on so much in the show. It is a little sad. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is a little sad that we miss out on so many things from the show. We miss out on all of that Trolloc-ness. Like, we see Trollocs a lot, but we don't actually get to see Rand be a badass and whooping Trolloc ass. And this man is taking Trollocs out left and right in the book. Like, it's like, show Rand would get his ass whooped by Book Rand. Like, there is no other question about that. Like, Book Rand would wipe the floor with Show Rand. Show Rand doesn't even know any sword styles, you know? Like, I'm sorry, bro. It's not happening. It's just not happening. And again, Show Rand has made me feel so much like he's going to the dark side, and Book Rand does not make me feel like he's going to go to the dark side. That's just how I feel. But I am, I do wish we got to see a lot of like that. Like, the Illuminators is one of the things that when I was reading it, I was like, I wish we got to see this in the show. Like, why didn't we? There were actually a moment to do that, but they didn't do it. Gotta love Eludra. Yo, the Illuminators are the people who make the fireworks. Thank you. Yeah. I like the firework people. Definitely wish we got to see the firework people. I don't know why I didn't know that their name was the Illuminators. I don't know how I didn't know that. As for the Tom thing, nobody no death as far as I'm concerned. Nobody no death. I mean I feel that. I feel nobody no death. I just don't like nobody no death because sometimes I don't want there to be a body. I want to be like, I like hearing it. I like to be shattered with characters in that way. Like, unfortunately, in Full Metal Alchemist, we see we see what happens with Colonel Hughes firsthand, so we don't need to, you know what I mean? We don't need to do the whole nobody no death thing. But imagine if we just never saw that at all on screen, and then we just find it out with the boys, oh bro, the pain that would have hurt, that could have been. I mean, it was already a lot of pain, but the pain from that would have been crazy. I think nobody no death is something that should actually work. It should happen more. Like, we need that. We need nobody no death. Because a lot of the time our characters aren't there for the death. We only experience it because we are there. Because we're watching it or we're reading it. So if I would love to even experience something that from a character's POV of like, they're really coming back to say hi or whatever, and bro is gone. And you don't know, we didn't know that happened. So we're experiencing it with the character. Might have to throw that in my own book, actually, now that I'm talking about it. I concur. Book Rand over Show Rand at this point. Can't wait for season 3 with the leaks coming out. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how this book ends, and I don't know if we have that whole dragon moment that we get at the end of season 2. But even if we don't get that, I still feel like that would have been the vibe or the strat. I still feel like Rand is still, like, Book Rand would still be stronger. Because Show Rand, I just feel like he's all brute force. And Book Rand does not feel like all brute force. I don't know what. I think we even talked about that in one of these episodes, right? When we were doing the book to show comparison and talking about Rand. It's just the fact that Rand does not. Well, Book Rand is so level-headed. I guess you can say, right? Like, Book Rand is way more level-headed, and Show Rand is hard-headed as hell. Like, it's level-headedness versus hard-headedness. Because Book Rand did not abandon his friends, like, at any point, even though he was about to. And he said all of the stupid shit in the world that he could. But then, immediately after that, he saves everyone. Like, you know what I mean? So, there's so much stuff. Like, the moments that we have to make Book Rand who he is now, we have not had those moments for Show Rand, but he's already the dragon. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he not already the dragon, but he has had his dragon moment in the sense of, I am the dragon reborn type of vibe. When he stands on top of the tower and the dragon, the flame of dragon is like surrounding him and freaking screaming and roaring, right? Like, that moment in the show is the dragon moment. Like, that is Rand professing he is 100% the dragon reborn, okay? Bruh, Book Rand smacked half of, like, everybody at the end of the first book and didn't even know he did it. Like, like, he murdered everyone and thought he took out and he went so hard that he thought he took the Dark One out. That's how strong he thought he was. He was like, bro, nah, the Dark One is donezo, bro. You ain't even got to worry about it anymore. We're good now. All we got to do is take out Trollocs and Dark Friends. Like, bro, he was so confident in his power that's what happened. Of course, it was a lie, but still, I'm saying, like, he is the guy because he went and saved everybody. Everyone was even like, I don't know what happened. Somebody pulled up and saved us. Show Rand, no, that didn't happen. Didn't he, like, pass out? I'm pretty sure bro passed out when he was talking to Ishmael. And then Ishmael and Moiraine ended up fighting instead. Like, bruh. you know what I'm saying? Like, we need Show Rand to step up, bro. Like, it's time for him to step up and learn some damn sword fighting or something. Like, he got to learn something. Facts with Colonel, man. That show broke my heart 4 times over. Bro, the show was brutal. That is just the most brutal show ever. Every moment with Rand is a dragon moment. I dig that. I understand what you're saying. I feel that. Show Rand is very much like Nynaeve. Yeah, that's very true. He is a lot like Nynaeve. He's super hard-headed, wants to do things his own way, is actively thinking, and he actually leaves and does other things. And I think that is the huge difference, is Rand actually leaves and goes solo and leaves Matt and leaves everyone behind. Like, that decision that he makes, I feel like, is the butterfly effect of this from book to show comparisons and why all the differences are there, right? It's like, because for the first season and the first book, for the most part, we are following along with it's very similar, basically, right? There are a lot of similarities, but once we move past that season 1 and book 1 and go into book 2, that's where all of the wonkiness is, right? That's where all of the wonk comes in. And that's because at the end of book 1, he's like, I'm going to leave, but he actually decides to stay, right? And on the other hand, he does leave. It just ends up making the biggest difference for who those characters become after the fact, because it's like, then you don't have Rand saving Nynaeve yet, and so but Rand did save Nynaeve at the end of at the end of season 2, but he didn't save her because she saved herself. You know what I mean? And in the show, he went and, like, in the book, I mean, he goes into where Patton Fane is to save her, and he's, like, ready to really save her and goes through all the stuff. Like, we don't go through those same moments that make Rand stronger and make Rand more of that, like, not just a hero, but a leader. And I think that's what the real big difference is Show Rand is a hero, Book Rand is a leader. Like, that's a huge difference in character development. So I'm hoping that we get to see Show Rand become more of a leader as well. I mean, even with Ingtar, within the last section of reading that we had, right? He's like, bruh, it's already said and done, Rand. If I die, my boy, you're next in line, and everybody knows it. Like, what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Like, you don't do anything. You don't do anything. All you got to do is just sigh and move on. You know what I'm saying? Sigh and move on. But with all that being said, I believe that will bring us to the end of my overall thoughts for this portion of reading. Again, I would love to know what your guys's are. I would love to know what your thoughts are too. I don't know what just happened, but it did. Won't be able to stay up tonight, but we'll catch you on the playback. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I know I went live a little later today, so I apologize about anybody that's not going to be able to stay. But I hope you can stay. And if you can't stay, then I'll see you on the replay. Hey, hey. All right, y'all. So, let's see. Let me see. Wait. I'm just trying to make sure that's all I had to say about the reading. Yeah, I think that is a... Bro, what's going on? This is so stupid. Man, the reading... Yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed this reading. What was your favorite chapter out of this reading? I think my favorite chapter is probably 27. I'm not gonna lie. I really like how 27 just is. I really like chapter 27, but I also really like chapter 29. But I think 27 is the one. Well, 28 was pretty lit as well. I liked 28 because it was a very short chapter, but it gave us so much information in such a short period of time. And that is something that I just really appreciated. I just really couldn't believe. I really was like, damn, they did the thing. They did the damn thing for real. Like I couldn't. I was really here for it. And then once we got into like the Shan-chan and like a little bit more of what was going on there, I was mind blown. Like I was mind blown that we were seeing the Shan-chan in that way, because we got introduced to them in such a more dramatic, graphic, gory, and downright heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking when we were introduced to the Shan-chan, and I have still not recovered from how they did, bro, with the whole like bend the knee and then the whole spike sticking out of the freaking throne. Like all of that was crazy. All of that was crazy. Like that was so brutal. That was just so brutal. I couldn't. Just harmful, yo. So harmful. But I'm like I said, I don't know. There still could be that type of moment that comes into play a little bit later, and I just haven't seen it yet, and I'm not aware of it, because I don't know what's coming in the book next, right? Like it's super possible, but at this point in time, right now, I'm just like, what are we going from here? What's gonna happen next? I have no idea what was creative liberties within the show and what was actually paying homage. And that alone has me so nervous. Like, it has me so nervous. Fave chapter is 26 for Tom. Hey, I feel that. I was super happy to have Marilyn back. Merlin. Tom is awesome. Him and his lady friend. We'll talk about her more. The show did a lot to show how effed up the Shan-chan are in a very limited time frame. Oh, okay. I think that's something that I still need to experience as well, because even from what we've seen so far, it hasn't done a lot to be like, oh man, the Shan are bad. We just saw a little bit of what they're doing, and it's like what that little bit that we saw is bad, but it's not like, oh, they're evil. But in the show, you have it very much spelled out and understood that they're evil. It was basically the highlight, right, of season. Like it was that was heartbreaking. I've never felt that way about something. You know what I mean? Like I've never felt that way about something. Just period. You know. The way that they was doing Egwene, bro, I was like, whoa, like this is insane. I am angry. I didn't think she was gonna escape either, and I was gonna be completely wrecked if she didn't escape in season 2. I'm happy she did, and that was just Yeah, that was all wild. Legit could not believe it. Oh, that's hot. That's hot as hell. We're going to set that down for a second. All right. Well, let's now get into our chapter by chapter review and discussion right after this.
Six nations divided, how the gods envisioned the lands of Ghaphora, where nations must praise their gods individually. Inguvu, the god of power, Altira, the goddess of reality, Akasha, the goddess of space, Akaili, the goddess of mind, Nafasi, the god of time, Isarin, the god of soul. Each god bestowed their name and universal property to their nation through the blood of their land. Diligent praise to these gods, along with the blood of the land, allows the inhabitants of Ghaphora to wield the universal property of their god. These inhabitants are called gifts. It is forbidden for these nations to fraternize with one another. Gifts, the lands of Ghaphora.
That is right. Gifts, the lands of Ghaphora, my book project that I've been working on that y'all are more than welcome to read and join along if you like. We got Discord link. Yeah. If you can hear the Discord link's about to go into the chat right now. So if you're interested in reading my readings, jump on in there and we'll get you a copy of that alpha reader copy so we can hear your feelings, so I can hear your feelings about how you're feeling, right? And then I should be doing a live reading for it soon. Don't know when, probably next Friday, because I think I'm busy. I am going to be hella busy this week. So I'll probably try to schedule it for next Friday to actually have it all set up and going. The show has already included a lot of stuff from book 3, both plot and a couple of character arcs. So that'll be a mystery to you for a while. Ooh, I'm down for that. I love a mystery. Sweet, sweet, sweet mystery, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into
Chapter 25, Kyrian.
That is right. Chapter 25, baby. We are here. We are ready for it. Chapter 25, man. Kyrian. So, we are in the city of Kyrian. And Kyrian, Loyal and Huron are doing their thing. They're just kind of going through the place. Oh. Let's see. Oh, and then we find out about a little bit about the Aiel War, how farmers were afraid to go back to their lands near the spine of the world, and they all came to Kyrian basically. And then that's why Galadriel has the river full of grain barges up from Andor and Tyr. Like, they are doing the groundwork, the legwork to really show us what we need to know and give us, some of a better understanding of what we need to do as well. I'm here for that. I am so here for that. And we find out that they pretend like the war hasn't happened. Oh, and then they have like a festival basically. This was crazy to me. We find out that they're having a festival where they're running around with like Trolloc puppets. Why are they doing that? And I think Loyal says the only monsters these Foregate folk believe in are Aiel. Like, what? What are we doing? I think that was crazy. And then when Rand asks if they're having a festival, Loyal tells them no more than every day. And then this is where we also find out about the Illuminators and and then we get the name drop of Tanchico, which is something that I'm not sure about. I don't know how I didn't even remember the Illuminators when they literally talk about them so clearly. Oh, and then we get a little bit of a little drop of how everyone is dressed, right? It says people went silently in dark clothes with no bright colors except slashes across the breast of their coat, and the more slashes, the more proudly the wearer moved, right? So just that quick, we're getting understanding of how this kind of class system works and how it's wrapped into the garments that people wear in this society, right? There's an entire political system at work, very similar to what we saw in the other city, where they had the bands on their swords and on their arms and such, and so on and so forth. And that was wild.
The more slashes, the more proudly the wearer moved. But no one laughed, or even smiled. The buildings on their terraces were all of stone, and the ornamentation was straight-lined and sharp-angled. There were no hawkers or peddlers in the streets, and even the shops seemed subdued, with only small signs and no wares displayed outside. He could see the great towers more clearly now. Scaffolds of lashed poles surrounded them, and workmen swarmed on the scaffolding, laying new stones to push the towers higher still. "The topless towers of Kyrian," Loyal murmured sadly. "Well, they were tall enough to warrant the name once. When the Aiel took Kyrian, about the time you were born, the towers burned.
Why did he give him a little dig like that?
And fell. I don't see any Ogier among the stonemasons. No Ogier could like working here. The Kyrianen want what they want, without embellishment. But there were Ogier when I was here before." Tavolin came out, trailing another officer and 2 clerks, one carrying a large wood-bound ledger and the other a tray with writing implements. The front of the officer's head was shaven like Tavolin's, though advancing baldness seemed to have taken more hair than the razor. Both officers looked from Rand to the chest hidden by Loyal's striped blanket and back again. Neither asked what was under the blanket. Taverlin had looked at it often on the way from Tremoncian, but he had never asked either. The balding man looked at Rand's sword, too, and pursed his lips for an instant. Taverlin gave the other officer's name as a San Sunder, and announced loudly, "Lord Rand of House Althor, in Andor, and his man called Hurin, with Loyal and Ogier of Stedding Shangtai." The clerk with the ledger opened it across his two arms, and Sander wrote the names in a round hand. "You must..."
And we just get a little bit of this and a little bit of that there. Nothing too major. I like it. I like this more subtlety going on here. And of course Rand being introduced as a lord yet again. And then they also continue to note that Selene looks like she's the age of Rand. That's something that I think the show definitely doesn't give us, right? The show does not give us that Selene and Rand are like in the same age range. At least I didn't get that vibe, right? Like she did seem more like an Aes Sedai with how they look young, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like that's the vibe that I got from Selene from the show as well. Not like she's as old as Moiraine by any means necessary, but just the fact that she looks young and old at the same time. But in the book, they make a note of saying like, no, she looks about my age. Like Rand says that again and again and again. So maybe that's why he really trusts her, because she does look like she does look young. I don't know. That's a little ageist though. And Hurin takes Rand to see the Defender of the Dragon Wall. No. Goes to the Defender of the Dragon Wall, right? That's one. I think that's the inn that they go to. Yeah, that's the inn that they go to, because Rand was about to go back with the common folk, and they immediately mugged him. That I love how they're like, bro, are you sure you're a lord, right? And he's like, he doesn't want to be a lord, but now he really has to commit to the bit completely. And he didn't want to do any of this at all, but now he's in too deep. He has to continue to commit to it. And he's like, okay, well, we're not going to go to an inn there. He's trying to be comfortable, he's trying to go where he knows he can go. But everybody's looking at him like, bro, excuse me? What did you just say? You said you want to go to the other side of the train tracks. Nah, that's not that. No. And I'm trying to figure out why Rand doesn't realize ever that he's the only person on this side of the world that has red hair. Like, I mean, I guess he hasn't been enough places to know that, but you would think he would get it by now with all the places he's gone. And then, of course, he gets mugged because they assume that he's an Aiel, and he just keeps saying he's not an Aiel. And then Hurin continues to insist on him. We have to show these Kyrian we know what's right as well as they do. Like, he's like, yo, we got to show them, Lord Rand, that we got to do this. And there we go again. Why don't we get to see Lord Rand in the show? Like, we don't get Lord Rand like that. We just don't see it. And that's so unfortunate. I would have loved to see Lord Rand. But we don't get to see him. Unfortunate. Like, I think all of us would have loved to be able to see Lord Rand in the show. We were robbed, low-key. After they get their place. Oh, we also get a small... I like that we got this reminder here. Excuse me. I like that we got this reminder of, like, Loyal ran away from home. You know, we don't really look at it like that because Loyal is like 87 years old and the wisest person that Rand has been talking to. You know, so we don't really think about it like that. But, you know, he's like, you know, I'd like a chance to do a little reading. I didn't. Just because I didn't see any Ogier doesn't mean that there are no stonemasons down from Stedding Sofu. It is not far from the city. So bro is literally scared to be seen. He doesn't want to be seen because he has ran away from home. That's so funny. That's just so funny. And then Huron doesn't want to go out either because he can smell all the fighting and the killing. And then I had to write down, I keep forgetting that bro is a whole metahuman. Like, I literally keep forgetting he's an entire metahuman. I don't know why, but I just keep on forgetting. Oh, and then when he first got those invitations from the house, I assumed that we were going to be doing the Moiraine's sister part of the show, but then he threw all the letters in the fire, and I was like, never mind. And then bro's immediately put into the game of houses because of it. And I had something that I loved. Of course, having to write down politics, baby. I had to make a little note because if you guys don't know, I love me some politics. So having those like bits of politics kind of just like slapped in there, it was nice. He said, bro, even if you're going to decline, you still got to watch them. You still got to read them. Oh, and then after Rand leaves, and he's like kind of just going through the city and seeing what's going on. Wait. Yeah, after he's like going through the city and stuff, he sees that everybody is just kind of playing with the Trolloc puppets and doing all that stuff, and he's like, oh man, they don't die so easily. You know, that's what he says. And then I wrote in the margin, just they have no idea. They about to get a reality check. I thought it was about to go down. And then what happens? He thinks of Tom. He literally thinks of Tom 0.1 second before he sees Tom. Like, he thinks of him, boom. Cold blows the wind down. Oh, yeah. He hears the song being sang, and then he's like, what the hell? And then he goes over and he sees Tom. Like, what? And Tom's just like, hey, yo, what's up? He's like, yo, what's up, Rand? All they want to hear is the great hunt of the Thorn. You would think with the news of Haddon Merc and Saldea, one of them would ask for the Carathan cycle. Lord. He fingered Rand's collar and pursed his lips. Ayo, he did what? But yeah, yo, we were introduced to Tom just out of nowhere. And at this point, it has to be Spidey sense, right? It has to be Spidey sense. You know? How is it not a Spidey sense thing? Because this keeps happening. He'll think about someone, he'll think about something, and then boom, the thing occurs immediately. And then Rand just proceeds to not tell him anything while he is like, I knew it was one of them. I knew somebody had to be the dragon. And I knew somebody was this. I knew somebody could do this. Or I knew somebody, you know? And then Rand is just like, yeah, we don't know if it was Perrin or Matt, but something's going on. Yep, you're right. You know? But the whole time, it's like, bro, you're the Dragon Reborn, you know it. Why are you fighting it? And then after they chit chat, yip yap for a little while. Yeah, they just chit chat and yip yap real quick. And then Tom tells him to pull up to his place come to the bunch of grapes just beyond the Shanghai gate. And bro was like, yo, you better bring my flute. You better bring my guitar. You better bring. I love it. It's just crazy to me that Tom is just so nonchalant about everything. And then Rand is like, what the hell is going on? That coffee. Damn. Wow. That coffee was amazing. Shout out to my wife, the real MVP, because that coffee right there was... wow. Exquisite. I had to drink every last drop. But yeah, yo, those are my thoughts, and that is chapter 25. And of course, what was the... Oh, and that was the rising sun. That was the picture for that one. It's like Nero's Rome. Keep the masses calm with entertainment while the city falls apart. Hey, it's the way to do it. It's the way to do it. I mean, I feel like you got to have entertainment no matter what. Even if the city isn't falling apart, you still got to have entertainment. Or the people of the village is going to go crazy and something's going to pop off. You got to have some type of form of release. Pause, no diddy. For the people of the city. Tanchico is on the west coast of the map. Okay. Tanchico. I don't see Tanchico. I'm trying to look for it. Is it somewhere near the two rivers or? I see Kyrian. I don't know. I can't find it. We don't see. West Coast in the middle, left side. West Coast, middle. Middle. Left. Middle left. Is it one of the littler ones or is it a big one? Alright, Amalika, Gildar. Is that which one are we talking about? No, we're talking about Tanchico. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. Over here. They put the name in the water and it's hella. See? They put Tanchico over here in the water and it's already like white and then the letters are white. They should have put the letters black for that one so you could still be able to see it, but I understand. Over there by Falm. So Falm and Tanchico are relatively near each other. Yeah, terrible font, terrible color. The two Forsaken we saw in Eye of the World were pretty gnarly looking. Doesn't seem fair Lanfear gets to be pretty. That's true. Is that why they were gnarly looking? Because she took all the beauty from everybody except Ishmael? Like, you know, Ishi and her were like, nah, bro, we got to be beautiful out here in these streets. I don't think we saw that moment either. in the show. They robbed us of a lot of badass moments. Tom is part of the pattern. Remember what Min said about the sparks? Oh, that's right. That's right. Great Hunt map may not highlight Tanchico, but it's in Terabon. No, that was Eye of the World map. That was the Eye of the World map. Yeah, terrible font. I don't know. Wow, I do know, but Waffo. That's how you're gonna get me. You're gonna hit me with a Raffo, with a read and find out. Bet. BET bet. Yeah, this was a solid chapter. I did appreciate it a lot. I like being able to see all of the different. I like seeing people being able to interact and discuss with each other how all these different things are going on. And then I love seeing Rand see Tom again, and then like he's like, "Yo, what's up with my boy Tom? Like, what are we about?" Like, and then Tom is like, "Hey, do you have my stuff? I'll see you later then. Meet me at my place." I like that. So yeah. I wish we got this. I don't think we saw that happen yet in the show, though. So, spoilers, unfortunately, for what's gonna happen in the show, right? Because I don't think we've seen Tom come back yet in the show. Did we? No, I don't think we did. I don't think we did. I don't think we did. I might be wrong, but I don't think we did. So, yeah, that's that. But now, whoa. But now, let's get into
Chapter 26. Discord.
And speaking of Discord, make sure y'all join the Marvel Bros Discord so you can stay up to date with all the nerdy news and discussions that we be having over there. You feel me? And then you can also join the gift cord as well to get y'all access to the Alpha Reader copy and be able to talk to other people that may be reading the book. Alrighty. Yo, this picture is a harp for this chapter. So, let's get into it. Rand, of course, like books it back to the room, and he's like, "Yo, my boy is alive." You know, my boy's alive. I'm about to go see him. Loyal is like, okay. Loyal goes with him, even though he really doesn't want to. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think we talk about too much important stuff just yet. And then when we get to his room, we meet the slender woman sitting cross-legged on the bed with her skirts tucked under her, and she was keeping 6 color balls spinning in a wheel between her hands. Yo, oh, and then she looked at Rand's coat so deliberately and then didn't call him my lord, and bro was like, why didn't she call me my lord? You know what I mean? Like, I love that. That's hilarious. And then Rand's like, are you Tom's apprentice? Man's super jelly. And then Rand comes back and kisses it. Rand comes back. Tom comes back, kisses his little boo thing. You know what I'm saying? And then they kind of talk a quick second, a little bit, and then he says, this had me rolling when I was reading it. Right? He goes, There's a pack of louts who call themselves players. They walk around pretending to be Rogosh, Eagle Eye, and Blaeus and Gadel Kane. Basically, he's complaining about these gleemen that are basically cover bands. So cover bands are in the Wheel of Time, and that was hilarious to me. I was like, is he talking about a cover band right now? And he was. He was talking about a cover band. And that's just insane to me. That was just wild. I was like that's kind of awesome. We got cover bands and impersonators. Like we got impersonators and cover bands out here in these streets. Crazy. Basically Elvis impersonators. That's hilarious. I love that so much. I love it so much. And then we come to find out that Tom knows everything that Rand's been doing because he's basically been following him at a distance. Like, everywhere Rand has been, Tom has also been. And whenever Tom goes there, they're also talking about Rand and the stuff that he was just doing while he was there. Like, what? Again, just like, who was that? I can't think of his name, but in the last section, I believe in episode 5, is it Elaine's brother? That's like, everyone that I meet knows who he is, or knows someone who has met him. Like, that was hilarious, and it seems like that was going on for everybody. And then, I started being a little sus. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I started being a little sus to Tom because I'm like, okay, so Tom was alive. Tom has been following our boy basically because he's been everywhere Rand has gone. And then when Rand gives him the option to do the main thing that bro has ever wanted to do in his life, he turned it down. So I was like, I know we trust Tom, but also, do we? Because it was just kind of wild to me what was going on. I couldn't believe he was back. So I was super sus. I was sus of Tom immediately. I'm not going to lie to you. And it was like, and then he had no care that, he had no care about nothing really going on. So I was like, bro, what? Do we? Is he? And you know what Rand proceeds to do? Do you know what Rand proceeds to do? He does the one thing that everyone knows he shouldn't do. Loyal literally is like, is he about to say what I think he's about to say? And my boy looks at Tom square in the face and he says, "We have the horn. We have the horn of the lead." What are you doing, Rand? I mean, I know we trust Tom. I know Tom is the homie. I know he's been gone for a while. But this is the first thing you're saying to my guy, is you're telling him the top secret mission? God damn it. But I understand. You want Tom to go with you. All this other stuff. I get it. But how did he escape? There's so many questions. And then after he tells him, he laughs at him. And he calls him, and he says, "A shepherd and a beardless Ogier have the horn?" Yeah, okay. And that made me laugh because he was high-key being mad disrespectful. And then we learned that there's other people with false horns, basically. So we have false horns, we got false dragons. And he name drops Moiraine to make bro believe him. He's like, yeah, Moiraine thinks it's real. Yeah. He's like, Moiraine thinks it's real. And he's like, oh, does she? Because it seems that all Tom cares about is what Moiraine thinks for some strange reason.
sure Tom knew. The Gleeman had once seemed to know a great deal about a surprising number of things, but he was not sure how to ask. "Tom," he said at last, "are there any books that have the Cariathan cycle in them?" Easier to call it that than the prophecies of the dragon. "In the great libraries," Tom said slowly, "any number of translations, and even in the old tongue, here and there." Rand started to ask if there was any way for him to find one, but the Gleeman went on. "The old tongue has music in it, but too many even of the nobles are impatient with listening to it these days. Nobles are all expected to know the old tongue, but many only learn enough to impress people who don't. Translations don't have the same sound unless they're in high chant, and sometimes that changes meanings even more than most translations. There is one verse in the cycle. It doesn't scan well, translated word for word, but there's no meaning lost. That goes like this. Twice and twice shall he be marked, twice to live and twice to die. Once the heron to set his path, twice the heron to name him true.
What?
Once the dragon for remembrance lost, twice the dragon for the price he must pay." He reached out and touched the herons embroidered on Rand's high collar.
Whoa.
For a moment, Rand could only gape at him, and when he could speak, his voice was unsteady. "The sword makes 5. Hilt, scabbard, and blade." He turned his hand down on the table, hiding the brand on his palm. For the first time since Celine's salve had done its work, he could feel it. Not hurting, but he knew it was there. "So they do." Tom barked a laugh. "There's another comes to mind. Twice dawns the day when his blood is shed. Once for mourning, once for birth. Red on black, the dragon's blood stains the rock of Sheol Ghoul. In the pit of doom shall his blood free men from the shadow." Rand shook his head, denying, but Tom seemed not to notice. "I don't see how a day can dawn twice, but then a lot of it doesn't really make much sense. The Stone of Tyr will never fall till Kalandor is wielded by the Dragon Reborn. But the sword that cannot be touched lies in the heart of the stone. So how can he wield it first, eh? Well, be that as it may. I suspect Aes Sedai would want to make events fit the prophecies as closely as they can. Dying somewhere in the blasted lands would be a high price to pay for going along with them.
Yo, beautiful. I mean, I love me a good prophecy. I love me a good dream sequence. I love them because it gives you something to look forward to sometimes. And I love when it's like, what the hell does that mean? And then you figure it out and you're like, damn, it's about to get real. It's about to get real. And then after Tom knuckles his dangling white mustache, they start talking about the horn again and prophecies. And what does he say? He says, everybody thinks the horn of Valir is supposed to summon dead heroes to fight the Dark One in the last battle. This is a wonderful thing. And the Dragon Reborn is supposed to fight the Dark One in the last battle. Hold on. Oh wait, no, never mind. I think we already knew what I was about to say because this isn't that part. Not many know that about the Dragon Reborn fighting the last battle, or it. Oh yeah, we find out that not a lot of people know about the Dragon Reborn supposed to be fighting the last battle. I think that's kind of crazy, but it makes sense that not a lot of people are reading prophecies basically to know what's going on. They're just kind of regurgitating information that they learn and hear without really doing research on their own. That's what the Brown Aja is for. Bushy eyebrows. Oh yeah, Tom got bushy brows. And then we talk about Owen, and we find out he says like the Red Aja never gave Owen a chance. A chance? Do you mean there was some way? And he was like, yo, Owen held it off for almost just 3 years. He never hurt anyone, didn't use the power unless he had to, and then only to help his village. I suppose there was no choice. The people where he lived told me he was acting strange that whole last year. I suppose he was going mad. Like, damn, bro was really, he was going mad slowly but surely. Oh, and then my guy, oh my goodness, and then Rand starts going in trying to get Tom to really go with him, and he's like, other Gleemen might tell tales about it, but you could say you had it in your hands. And then he realizes he sounded like Celine, but all that did was make him wonder where she was. Like, he is cooked. Rand is cooked when it comes to Celine. And then Tom's like, I liked you well enough, but you know I only helped you because there was an Aes Sedai mixed into it. And I was like, damn, why did Tom do Rand like that? He did him dirty. And then immediately after he said that, I wrote down, will Rand tell Tom that he's the Dragon Reborn? Because it felt like he was trying to pull out every card he could to get Tom to go with him. But he doesn't though. He doesn't, though. And then, awesomely, I actually love the way that we do this, but we switch POVs. Like, Rand leaves, and then we go into Tom's point of view. And that was awesome. I loved that. I love these things that happen in this book because it works so well, right? Like, that POV switch is nice. And then Zira comes back and they talk a little bit. And he basically tells her that Rand is a shepherd. The same thing that he be saying. And she's like, and I'm the queen of of Geladan, you know, so no one believes this. Whenever, it's crazy that not only Rand, but if other people say Rand is just a sheep herd, no one believes that. And that was before the garments. So now that he got the garments, it's like he looks the look and he walks the walk and talks the talk. And that's something that we miss out on too, man, when it comes to the show, is we do not get to see Rand be this lord dude and like get all this praise immediately. They just start talking about, you know, regular life shit and how it doesn't want to go nowhere because they love each other. They don't want to play the game. They're just trying to get their money. And then he's like, yo, he is out of it, and so am I. You know, talking about him and Rand. And the lie detector determined that was a lie. Like, no one is out of it, bro. Like, no one is out of it. And yeah, I like that chapter. I like chapter 26 a lot. No, Tom wasn't in season 2. I didn't think he was, darn squaggle. So now I know something I didn't want to know for the show. I love how Tom doesn't believe him until Rand says Moiraine says it's real, and then he practically does a spit take. Yeah, Tom is no good, bro. Like, he's the homie, but at the same time, it's like, damn, Tom, why are you doing bro so dirty? Like we thought you were dead, Tom, and then we rock with you again, and you are just doing us dirty left and right. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate that Tom was treating our boy Rand after everything we've been through. But he let him keep the flute, so I guess that counts for something. I guess that counts for something. I hope you're highlighting and earmarking prophecies anytime we come across them. Yeah, kinda. I am. A little bit. Nothing too major. Maybe. Yeah, this chapter was a good one. You know, we got it was a good one, but it was just hard. I was a little heartbroken seeing the interaction between Tom and Rand. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It felt like when people say don't meet your heroes, but he had already met him, so it was just like, damn, bro. I thought you was dead this whole time, and this is how you treat me the first time I see you. You don't even believe the things I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, this is crazy. You're laughing in my face, like, and I need your help, and you just laughing in my face. Like, I'd have been high. I'd have been like, bro, what the hell is wrong with you? I thought you were dead, man. Why are you being a douche? I was like, what the hell is this, Tom? Tom, what the hell is this? You think Tom is gone for good now? Nah, I don't think Tom is gone for good, but I think Tom is a knucklehead McSpazitron. I don't think Tom is going to be able to stay away because he's going to be too hungry for it. And I think his girl is also going to be hungry for it, especially because they're like part of the pattern, basically. So he's going to keep getting weaved into it. Why wouldn't he be? You know? Bow, 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 bow. I don't think Tom is gone for good. I think Tom is going to be back. For real. I really do. I think Tom has been unknowingly, quote unquote, following Rand this whole time, only for Rand to find him yet again, right? Like, that happened for a reason. He's not going to be able to just be like, no, I'm going to stay here with my girl. I hope she don't die. But it might be possible, because we definitely don't know nothing about no Zira. I mean, Tom could come back in the show too, but is it going to happen? I think it's unlikely, because they haven't done it yet, but they might. They could weave that back in pretty smoothly. Nice finesse too for the book. How much do you think Tom is teaching Dana? Okay, who is Zira and who is Dana? Who is who? Is Zira the friend? And Dana is the girlfriend? Is that right? Or Dana? Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my bad. I think he's teaching Dana a lot of stuff. Teaching a lot of things. Lord, excuse me. I am really just kind of hornswoggled by, you know, Tom being alive and not caring about us. That just, yeah, I'm just a little torn. Well, Tom definitely taught her to juggle balls. Damn, Charisse. That's crazy. Yo, Charisse, that's wild. Yo. Hell nah, that's insane. Tom cares, he's just old. I feel you there, but I mean, come on. What about blowing the flute? Nah. He taught her how to juggle balls and blow the flute? No. Spit and shine. That's crazy work. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Rand was the horny one, but nah, it's y'all. It's you. You're nasty. And even that, like, bro, you telling me all you care about is your instruments? Like, homie, what the hell, Tom? But he ain't gonna be able to stay away. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills. You know what I'm saying? He has no choice in the matter. But yeah, that is chapter 26. I really had a good time with chapter 26, but I was pressed off of time. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Why you, like, bruh, damn, like, for real? After all of that, this is what you doing? I'm heartbroken. But let's get it cracking right after this. Hello. Okay. good. And now, oh, yeah, we're going to get the Patreons getting all set up soon and all dignified. Because I definitely want to start putting out more content. I want to be able to do like these readings like live with some of y'all, and if you want to do that, or do the watch parties live with people if they want to do that, and all that good stuff. So, yes, sir. I definitely appreciate everybody. Make sure you drop likes and follows and shares on the stream and all that good stuff. And now it's time to do what we came here to do, and that is to get into
Chapter 27. The Shadow in the Night.
Ooh, and this image was a horned skull, okay? That's what we got here, a horned skull. And I love this part because Loyal, Loyal was doing it playing dice, apparently. He was shooting dice, basically, and he was winning the whole time until Dinah came up and joined the game, and then she just won every single toss. And he was like, what's going on? And that had me rolling, bro. That had me rolling. I was like, oh, bruh. He's like, you don't think. He said, you don't suppose she cheated, do you? Yo, literally hilarious. I love Loyal. I think Loyal is the most honest character in the entire show. He is the only character that is basically the exact same from the book to the show. I do think Show Loyal was with the shit a little bit more too. I'm pretty sure he was like rocking, I think he was more like ready to rock. You know what I'm saying? Him and Perrin started rocking like immediately. It wasn't like oh no, we can't do it. No. He was with it. Off rip. And after we find out that, he's like, yo, I wish Inktar would show up. They're all just talking and all this. And then, he's like, yo, did she cheat? It's like, bro, of course she cheated, first of all. But then we have this insane moment happen. And again, Robert Jordan just goes crazy the way he implements these moments just kind of occurring out of nowhere.
And felt Celine's no. Men with the puppet were almost to them. Doors were already barred and windows shuttered.
Do you? Everybody was grinning as if she were doing something clever.
Rand shrugged at his cloak. I have to take the horn and go. If we wait for Inktar, anything can happen. Fane will come sooner or later. I have to stay ahead of him. The men with the puppet were almost to them.
Rand?
Loyal said suddenly.
I don't think that's
Abruptly, the men let their poles clatter to the packed dirt street. Instead of collapsing, the Trolloc leaped for Rand with outstretched hands. There was no time to think. Instinct brought the sword out of its sheath in a flashing arc. The moon rises over the lakes. The Trolloc staggered back with a bubbling cry, snarling even as it fell. For an instant, everyone stood frozen. Then the men, the dark friends they had to be, looked from the Trolloc lying in the street to Rand, with the sword in his hands and Loyal at his side. They turned and ran. Rand was staring at the Trolloc too. The void had surrounded him before his hand touched hilt. Sidene shone in his mind, beckoning, sickening. With an effort he made the void vanish and licked his lips. Without the emptiness, fear crawled on his skin. Loyal, we have to get back to the inn. Huron's alone, and they... He grunted as he was lifted into the air by a thick arm long enough to pin both of his to his chest. A hairy hand grabbed his throat. He caught sight of a tusked snout just over his head. A rank smell filled his nose, equal parts sour sweat and pigsty. As quickly as it had seized him, the hand at his throat was torn away. Stunned, Rand stared at it. At the thick, ogier fingers clutching the Trollocs wrist.
Hold on, Rand.
Loyal's voice sounded strained. The ogier's other hand came around and took hold of the arm still holding Rand above the ground.
Hold on!
Rand was shaken from side to side as Ogier and Trolloc struggled. Abruptly he fell free. Staggering, he took 2 steps to get clear and turned back with sword raised.
Yo.
Standing behind the boar-snouted Trolloc, Loyal had it by wrist and forearm, holding its arms spread wide, breathing hard with the effort. The Trolloc snarled gutturally in the harsh Trolloc tongue, throwing its head back in efforts to catch Loyal with a tusk. Their boots scuffled across the dirt of the street. Rand tried to find a place to put his blade in the Trolloc without hurting Loyal, but Ogier and Trolloc spun in their rough dance so much that he could find no opening. With a grunt, the Trolloc pulled its left arm free, but before it could loose itself completely, Loyal snapped his own arm around its neck, hugging the creature close. The Trolloc clawed at its sword. The scythe-like blade hung on the wrong side for left-handed use, but inch by inch the dark steel began sliding out of the scabbard. And still they thrashed about so that Rand could not strike without risking Loyal. The power. That could do it. How, he did not know, but he knew nothing else to try. The Trolloc had its sword half unsheathed. When the curved blade was bare, it would kill Loyal. Reluctantly, Rand formed the void. Sidene shone at him, pulled at him. Dimly, he seemed to recall a time when it had sung to him. But now it only drew him, a flower's perfume drawing a bee, a midden stench drawing a fly. He opened himself up, reached for it. There was nothing there. He could as well have been reaching for light, in truth. The taint slid off onto him, soiling him, but there was no flow of light inside him. Driven by a distant desperation, he tried again, and again, and again and again. There was only the taint. With a sudden heave, Loyal threw the Trolloc aside so hard that the thing cartwheeled against the side of a building. It struck head first with a loud crack and slid down the wall to lie with its neck twisted at an impossible angle. Loyal stood staring at it, his chest heaving. Rand looked out of the emptiness for a moment before he realized what had happened. As soon as he did, though, he let void and tainted light go and hurried to Loyal's side.
I never killed before, Rand.
Loyal drew a shuddering breath. It would have killed you if you hadn't, Rand told him. Anxiously, he looked at the alleys and shuttered windows and barred doors. Where there were 2 Trollocs, there had to be more.
Damn, bro. That was intense. That just was so intense, and it happened so quickly. And then it's a rapid fire moment of events occurring back to back to back to back. It's like, oh my goodness. And then as soon as he sits and he's like lifted up in the air, and then, you know, like, oh my gosh, like he's painting such a vivid picture with how the action sequence like takes place. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And then of course our good friend Loyal just feels so bad. He's like, man, I've never killed anyone before. And of course, Rosamund Pike going crazy with her voice acting of just really, that shuddering breath. She really brought that to life. Yeah, it is sweet that Loyal feels guilty even for killing the Trollocs. That's crazy. But the puppets are no puppets here, bro, and that's what really had me absolutely bamboozled. I was like, what's going on? This is crazy. And then they talk about how there would just be more victims, so they got to find a place to go. And then finally he sees what's going on, and then he was like, yo, though, Rand finally sees a place where the doors can, like, protect him from Trollocs, and then Loyal's like, that's the Illuminators chapter house. They guard their secrets tight. They wouldn't even let Galdrian himself inside of there. And then, boom! What trouble have you gotten yourself into? Said a familiar woman's voice. There was suddenly a spicy perfume into the air. Yeah, I bet it was a spicy perfume into the air. You know why? Because that bitch. My bad. I don't know what happened just now. I was saying she's evil. She's evil. That's basically what I was saying. I don't know why my thing tweaked out like that. I don't know how long that was beeping for, so I do apologize. But yo, on that line, right? On that line, I'm like, ain't no way. I'm like, yo, ain't no way. What trouble? Because she's like, what trouble have you gotten yourself into? On that line in the margins. Ain't no way. Like, there is no way that she is right here right now. Like, how is this going on? How is this possible? How did this occur? And then she's like, and then he goes, how did you get here? What are you doing here? You have to leave immediately. Run, there are Trollocs after us. And again, right in the margin, so naive. That's all I wrote down because my boy Rand, oh my goodness. Like, bro, you gotta get it together, man. You can't just, it's like, how do you not see what's happening right now? Are you willfully ignorant in this moment? Are you being willfully ignorant to be like, oh my God, Tom just popped up here while I was thinking about Tom. Oh my gosh, what are you doing here in this moment of dire need where you should not be at? Again, for like the 5th time. What? Come on, bro. And then we see that there's more Trollocs and Dark Friends just roaming. Like, they're just roaming the streets, big chilling. And then, of course, Celine's like, you're letting yourself be flustered. Seek the oneness, be calm, and one who would be great must always be calm. Like, why are we not questioning Celine and her knowledge for these things she should not have knowledge for or about or understand, and saying the things that she's saying? None of this makes sense, and my boy is asking no questions. He is just head over heel. He is just trying to get laid. That's what it is. My boy is trying to feel her soft firmness. You know what I'm talking about? He's trying to feel her soft firmness. That's why he ain't said a damn thing. My man said, I don't want greatness. And then they just finally go into the Illuminators' place, and then Rand's like, better to be arrested by the Illuminators than taken by Trollocs. And then Loyal's like, yo, that's what I was trying to tell you. I've heard that the Illuminators kill intruders. They keep their secrets sewed up that tight that they're killing people if they try to come into that might try and steal from them. That's crazy, and it's hilarious. It's crazy and hilarious. And then, of course, Rand is like, I'm sorry I got you into this, Celine. And she's like, danger adds a certain something. And so far, you handle it well. Shall we see what we find? And, of course, in the margins, I'm like, she has not said one thing that is not a red flag. Like, everything Celine has said is sending off red flags, bells, whistles, ding dongs, zuzus, and wham whams. What is going on, and why is he not paying any attention to what's happening. I am so baffled by Rand's blissful ignorance of how evil this woman is that's just right there. Like, how do you not feel that evilness? Like, what's going on, bro? And then this is where we see Aludra and Tammuz and all the fireworks that are just kind of chilling there. And she's like, all is in readiness. And he's like, all is in readiness? Why are you on my... Like, will you get off my back, woman? Like, you know what's happening. I got this. And then Loyal's big guy self is just kind of rolling, like creeping around. They're all creeping around. And then Rand presses Loyal and Celine's backs against the wall, trying to get them into the shadow because of, you know, the like people coming. And then like he's like, be silent and be still. It's our only hope. That's what he says. And you know what Celine does? Do you think she does either of those things? No. She immediately says, sometimes, if you are very still, no one can see you at all. Like, what in the Drax are we talking about right now? Like, what in the Guardians of the Galaxy nonsense? What do you mean? And Margin, STFU, shut your mouth, woman. Shut the f*** up. What are you doing? What are we doing here? But unfortunately, you know, Big Loyal, you know, he's tripping, and he's so gigantic, enormous, that he hits the flame into a firework, and a crackling hiss for the fuse, and a burst into flame, and the flame raced towards one of the tall tubes. Rand goggled for an instant, then he tried to whisper a shout. Celine made an angry noise when he bore her to the ground behind the wall. She fisted him in the ribs, to be exact. And then with a crash like thunder, a huge flower of red and white bloomed high in the now dark sky, then slowly began drifting away in sparkles. Be still and be silent. Sometimes, if you are still, no one can see you at all. Why are you talking, woman? This doesn't make... I'm so confused. And then you know what? Bruh, and then Aludra comes out and she's like, you great buffoon, Tammuz. Your mother was a goat. Your mother was a goat. That's so out of pocket. That is so disrespectful. That is just so disrespectful. And then she's like, don't speak to me. A great pig does not deserve to speak like a human. Why is she doing him so dirty? She did man's just so wrong. And then she's talking about how, they're just kind of talking about Galdrian and all the stuff that's going wrong and all of this. And I just, again, I love how natural that dialogue is weaved into what's going on here. And then, of course, Celine immediately, it is said great men make their own luck. She is just on a mission. She is on a mission. So diabolical. And then, what does Rand do? He's a major verge, so he's like, all he can think about is how her softness and firmness had a disturbing blend. Bruh. He could remember the feel of her body when he pushed her down. Softness and firmness and a disturbing blend. And that did not help either. My boy, you're a major verge, bro. You gotta relax. You gotta relax. And then, of course, Celine continues to be evil. It becomes a trap. Perhaps she's like, perhaps you can slay the Trollocs too quickly for them to make any outcry. Perhaps you can stop the people from killing you to preserve their little secrets. You may not want greatness, but it will take a great man to do these things. And again, margin. book Celine gives way more Palpatine vibes. It's like she's obviously trying to turn my boy to the dark side. And again, I don't feel like Show Celine gives you that turn to the dark side vibes in the same way. It seems like she was just trying to really, like, you know, turn bruh up. But in this, it's like she's trying to turn him to the dark side. And then bruh's like, you don't have to sound happy about it. He said, you don't have to be happy about it. And then she responds with, your greatness will make me happy. But she said it in an angry way. And then she says, if you'll not take greatness when it is in your grasp, perhaps you deserve to die. Margin. Crazy. What are we talking about here? Like, Rand refused to look at her. Bro, did you hear what she just said to you? And you know what his next idea is to do? Tell Loyal to save Celine. And he's about to risk his own life yet again. Loyal goes and he finds the door. And then, of course, Rand snatches one of the smoldering sticks, hurled it at the nearest tube. The tube pointed straight at the Trolloc. The woman in a window screamed, and then the hollow thump came immediately, and a roar like thunderclap broke the night, and a blinding burst of light tore away the dark. Half the tubes on all of the racks lay on their sides, and one corner of the building beside which the Trolloc had stood was completely gone. This man has used a makeshift bazooka to take out a Trolloc. Amazing. And then when he gets back to Loyal, he finds out that crazy ass Celine has ran away from this thing that's going on yet again. And he's like, I have to go back for her. Bro is tripping. Yeah, Rand was just tripping. I don't know what he was on. He was tripping. He was tripping. There's nothing else to say. He was out of his mind. It's like, Rand, what are we doing here, brother? What are we doing? And then he says, and then as if she has not been creepy enough. As if all of this has not been enough of a red flag. As if we haven't had enough evidence of her being a crazy psycho stalker. He gets back to the inn, and she done left him a letter at the end. And the letter reads, when I think I know what you're going to do, you do something else. You are a dangerous man. Perhaps it will not be long after we are met together again. Think of the horn, think of the glory, and think of me, for you are always mine. And bro says, are all women crazy? The ones that love you. The ones that love you, brother. That's all I can say is the ones that love ya. Again, you're wild, Marisu. Isn't it sweet Loyal feels guilty even killing a Trolloc? It's kind of so adorable. And it makes sense because they do seem like monks, like the Trollocs. I'm so sorry. The Ogiers, they seem like they are like monks, for sure. Like they definitely give a monk type of vibe. Like they're secluded and, you know, they're doing their own thing and they're just learning and sharing knowledge all the live long day. And I love that, right? But Loyal definitely needs to, you know, step up to the plate. I mean, once the big war happens, we might need some of them Ogiers. You know what I'm saying? So Loyal, you're gonna be the one that has to go and kind of persuade some of your fam to fight for the side of the light against the dark one. You know, so we're gonna need you to kind of go through that arc so we can get you on the other side of being like our Ogier warrior. If she was chilling with Grom, why would she be freaked out by Trollocs, Rand? Hey, that's a good point. If we already know she's evil, why would something evil scare her? That's the way I'm thinking. It's like a Three Stooges scene, literally. Like, nobody move, be quiet. Like, what? All in one? We're doing all in one? That's crazy. I wonder what Egwene will think of Selene. That's a good question. That is a mighty, mighty good question. That is a mighty good question. I don't think she's going to be a fan. I do not think she's going to be a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. All right. Yeah, man, that is chapter 27, which was one of my favorite chapters, low key, high key. But I do really like this next chapter we're about to go into, and that is
Chapter 28. A new thread in the pattern.
a new thread in the pattern. I immediately was like, what? You know, that's how I was quick. As soon as, yeah, I could not believe it. So I am hyped for this chapter as well. I can't wait to know a little bit more about who this guy is and where the female Aiels come into play at, if they do, and so on and so forth, because it definitely threw me for a loop when reading this, and then it was like, it's just an Aiel dude. Yeah, there was an Aiel dude in the bushes, and then Bray was just standing in the road like, hi, how you doing? Like, he's like looking at everybody like, bro, do I get to fight all of y'all? That would be wonderful if I could fight every single one of you guys. I would love that. So I would be so happy. You know what I mean? Like he But before we get to that, we see Perrin, and he's watching the mountains of the Kinslayer's dagger uncomfortably as he rides through the mountains with everybody else. And the wolves didn't know what was going on, but Perrin noticed that Uno was watching the mountains around them. And I forgot that Varen was with them at this time. And Matt is like doing his thing, and he looks paler than he was before. And Varen has been examining him for 3 to 2 times a day, and she frowns every time she does it. So it's like, bro is definitely not getting better. That's letting us know that first and foremost, he is not doing good. He is not doing good. And then Ingtar's like, yo, tell me about the wolves again. And he's like, bro, tell me again. Like, I need to know everything. And Perrin just basically tells him that something attacked the Dark Friends in the night and killed the Trollocs that they found. And the wolves called it a shadow killer. They're not afraid of the shadow killer, but they're more in awe of it. And the Trollocs now follow this shadow killer, and they say that Fane is with them. So at first I was like, yo, is the shadow killer Fane? But then that sentence killed that immediately, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on? You know, who is who? What's happening here? How confused am I about to be? And then boom, Aielman in the rocks. This far from the waist? And he's like, bro, I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you. Bro looked at him like, excuse me, did you just question my method? You know? He's like, bro, did you just question me? You know damn well I know what I'm talking about. How dare you? I was like, yo, my bad. You right. You know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. That's my fault.
He raised a hand to wave away the dust as it drifted toward him. It was the first move he had made. He was a tall man, with skin dark from the sun, and red hair cut short except for a tail in the back that hung to his shoulders. From his soft, laced, knee-high boots to the cloth wrapped loosely around his neck, his clothes were all in shades of brown and grey that would blend into rock or earth. The end of a short horn bow peeked over his shoulder, and a quiver bristled with arrows at his belt at one side. A long knife hung at the other. In his left hand he gripped a round hide buckler and 3 short spears, no more than half as long as he was tall, with points fully as long as those of the Shienaran lances. "I have no pipers to play the tune," the man announced with a smile. "But if you wish to dance—" He did not change his stance, but Perrin caught a sudden air of readiness. "My name is Urien, of the 2 spires sept of the Ray and Aiel. I am a red shield. Remember me." Ingtar dismounted and walked forward, removing his helmet. Perrin hesitated only a moment before climbing down to join him. He could not miss the chance to see an Aiel close up. Acting like a black-veiled Aiel. In story after story, Aiel were as deadly and dangerous as Trollocs. Some even said they were all dark friends. But Urien's smile somehow did not look dangerous, despite the fact that he seemed poised to leap. His eyes were blue. "He looks like Rand." Perrin looked around to see that Matt had joined them too. "Maybe Ingtar's right," Matt added quietly. "Maybe Rand is an Aiel."
Yeah.
Perrin nodded. "But it doesn't change anything." "No, it doesn't." Matt sounded as if he were talking about something beside what Perrin meant. "We are both far from our homes," Ingtar said to the Aiel, "and we, at least, have come for other things than fighting." Perrin revised his opinion of Urien's smile. The man actually looked disappointed. "As you wish it, Shienaran." Urien turned to Verin, just getting down off her horse, and made an odd bow, digging the points of his spears into the ground and extending his right hand palm up. His voice became respectful. "Wise one, my water is yours." Verin handed her reins to one of the soldiers. She studied the Aiel as she came closer. "Why do you call me that? Do you take me for an Aiel?" "No, wise one. But you have the look of those who have made the journey to Ruidian and survived. The years do not touch the wise ones in the same way as other women, or as they touch men." An excited look appeared on the Aes Sedai's face, but Ingtar spoke impatiently. "We are following dark friends and Trollocs, Urien. Have you seen any sign of them?" "Trollocs? Here?" Urien's eyes brightened. "It is one of the signs the prophecies speak of. When the Trollocs come out of the Blight again, we will leave the threefold land and take back our places of old." There was muttering from the mounted Shienarans. Urien eyed them with a pride that made him seem to be looking down from a height.
Bro's like, oh
"The
yeah, it's
threefold
almost
land,"
time to go.
Matt said. Perrin thought he looked still paler. Not sick exactly, but as if he had been out of the sun too long. "You call it the Waste," Urien said. "To us it is the threefold land. A shaping stone to make us, a testing ground to prove our worth, and the punishment for the sin. What sin?
Sin.
Matt asked. Perrin caught his breath, waiting for the spears in Urian's hand to flash. The Aiel shrugged. So long ago it was that none remember, except the wise ones and the clan chiefs, and they will not speak of it. It must have been a very great sin if they cannot bring themselves to tell us. But the Creator punishes us well. Trollocs, Ingtar persisted. Have you seen Trollocs? Urian shook his head. I would have killed them if I had, but I have seen nothing but the rocks and the sky. Ingtar shook his head, losing interest, but Verin spoke, sharp concentration in her voice. This Ruidian, what is it? Where is it? How are the girls chosen to go? Urian's face went flat, his eyes hooded. I cannot speak of it, wise one. In spite of himself, Perrin's hand gripped his axe. There was that in Urian's voice. Ingtar had also set himself, ready to reach for his sword, and there was a stir among the mounted men. But Verin stepped up to the Aiel until she was almost touching his chest and looked up into his face. I am not a wise one as you know them, Urian, she said insistently. I am Aes Sedai. Tell me what you can say of Ruidian. The man who had been ready to face 20 men now looked as if he wished for an escape from this one plump woman with greying hair. I can tell you only what is known to all. Ruidian lies in the lands of the Gen Aiel, the 13th clan. I cannot speak of them, except to name them. None may go there save women who wish to become wise ones, or men who wish to be clan chiefs. Perhaps the Gen Aiel choose among them, I do not know. Many go, few return, and those are marked as what they are, wise ones or clan chiefs. No more can I say, Aes Sedai. No more. Verin continued to look up at him, pursing her lips. Urian looked at the sky as though he was trying to remember it. Will you slay me now, Aes Sedai?
Bruh.
She blinked. What? Will you slay me now? One of the old prophecies says that if ever we fail the Aes Sedai again, they will slay us. I know your power is greater than that of the wise ones. The Aiel laughed suddenly, mirthlessly. There was a wild light in his eyes. Bring your lightnings, Aes Sedai. I will dance with them. The Aiel thought he was going to die, and he was not afraid. Perrin realized his mouth was open and closed it with a snap.
Perrin was mind blown. Bro was like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro was mind blown off of that. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's basically that. And he's like, yo, you're not going to get harmed. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, wait. Did I miss something? Oh, wait. No, I did miss something. Hold on. Let's keep going.
What would I not give? Verin murmured, gazing up at Urian. To have you in the White Tower. Or just willing to talk. Oh, be still, man. I won't harm you, unless you mean to harm me, with your talk of dancing. Urian seemed astounded. He looked at the Shinarans, sitting their horses all around, as if he suspected some trick. You are not a maiden of the spear, he said slowly. How could I strike at a woman who has not wedded the spear? It is forbidden, except to save life, and then I would take wounds to avoid it.
Oh, man, it's a real one.
Why are you here, so far from your own lands? She asked. Why did you come to us? You could have remained in the rocks, and we would never have known you were there. The Aiel hesitated, and she added, Tell only what you are willing to say. I do not know what your wise ones do, but I'll not harm you or try to force you. So the wise ones say, Urien said dryly, yet even a clan chief must have a strong belly to avoid doing as they want. He seemed to be picking his words carefully. I search for someone. A man. His eye ran across Perrin, Matt, the Shinarans, dismissing them all. He who comes with the dawn. It is said there will be great signs and portents of his coming. I saw that you were from Shinar by your escort's armor, and you had the look of a wise one, so I thought you might have word of great events. The events that might herald him. A man? Verin's voice was soft, but her eyes were as sharp as daggers. What are these signs?
Here we go.
Urien shook his head. It is said we will know them when we hear of them, as we will know him when we see him, for he will be marked. He will come from the west, beyond the spine of the world, but be of our blood. He will go to Ruidian, and lead us out of the threefold land. He took a spear in his right hand. Leather and metal creaked as soldiers reached for their swords, and Perrin realized he had taken hold of his axe again. But Verin waved them all to stillness with an irritated look. In the dirt, Urien scraped a circle with his spear point, then drew across it a sinuous line. It is said that under this sign he will conquer. Ingtar frowned at the symbol, no recognition on his face. But Matt muttered something coarsely under his breath, and Perrin felt his mouth go dry. The ancient symbol of the Aes Sedai. Verin scraped the marking away with her foot. I cannot tell you where he is, Urien, she said, and I have heard of no signs or portents to guide you to him. Then I will continue my search. It was not a question. Yet Urien waited until she nodded before he eyed the Shinarans proudly, challengingly, then turned his back on them. He walked away smoothly and vanished into the rocks without looking back.
Bruh, that's so hard, like. And then just leaving, like, bruh, never looking back again. It's fire, bro, fire. Love that whole section. Like, that section is so hard. We figure out everything that we need to there. And he's definitely looking for Rand, and I'm pretty sure Verin knows it, and I'm pretty sure Matt and Perrin knows it as well. And I am excited. We are moving right along, just in a really good way, to get some awesome stuff going on here in just a second, yo. And I am so ready for it. I'm ready. Aiel popping out like, sup, Wetlander? Facts. Matt has Turbo Magic 8. Oh my god, does he? Magic Turbo 8 is crazy. Knee highs, thigh highs over knee highs is crazy. Big Lost Tribe of Israel energy. Ooh, can you expand on that? Can you elaborate on that one, Marasu? What do you think the sin of the Aiel was? Ooh, that's a good question. And what is up with the ACM? How you doing, Occam? I hope you're having a good one. I don't know. What could the greatest sin of the Aielmen have been? Like, what happened? Because we know that the Aes Sedai are hated for what they did, type of vibe of like when the world broke. I can't remember if the Aiel had something to do with that, or if the Aiel were already split off from everybody. I can't really I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to think about that one, Malcolm. That's a good question. Aiel were notorious for leaving their shopping carts in the parking lot when they left the grocery store. Lots of cars got dinged. The terrible sin. Hate to see it, Marisu. Also known for mistreating copies of paperbacks of their fantasy books. Greatest sin. Yo, what's up with it? How you doing, Quee? I hope you're having a good one. For real, for real. Good to see you. It's been a little minute, I think, since we saw you around here. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good day. Yo, this was a wonderful, lovely chapter. We got to tap in on Perrin and the homies and see everything that was going on there. And what a pleasing way to kind of get into that. You know what I'm saying? It was a really short chapter. I think one of the shortest chapters that we've had so far. But we also got a whole lot of lore and getting ready for what's going to be going on next. And I am, man, I love it. I love it. I love it. They did a great job, a fantastic job, to be completely honest. And now, y'all already know that was just chapter 28. So now we're going to be wrapping it up with the last chapter of this segment. And I hope you guys are all ready for it. And we will get into it. Right after this. Okay. And we are back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. My bad. I had to go to the restroom really bad. So, yeah. But let's do it. We are back, and it's time to get into it. Ain't nothing else but to do it. So, without further ado, let's get into our last chapter of the night. And that is
Chapter 29. Sean-chan.
Sean-chan indeed, yo. This was a really, really, really long chapter. And I don't want to say like it was long and there wasn't like a lot here, but because there was a lot here in this chapter. It was so much. But I feel like it was a lot of like, a lot of world building a lot of tension building. That's what I'll say. It was a lot of building up the tension of what's gonna be like, of what the Shan-Chan are and who they are and what that means. Like the Shan-Chan definitely showed that they were tripping, but we didn't start off with the Shan-Chan, and that's what I really liked. Right? We, instead of starting off with the Shan-Chan, we start off with questioners. We start off with what is that's the White Cloaks, right? I'm pretty sure the questioners and all of them are White Cloaks. So we're with Bayar, we're with Biar and all of them, and it's a crazy, it's crazy, right? And then we see that this is crazy, right? It says his eyes went past the prisoners his soldiers held near the village, well to the long gibbet marring the village green. It held, there was a long pole upright, and it held 30 bodies, their clothes ruffled by the breeze. There were small bodies hanging among the elders. Even BR stared in disbelief. Like, bro, what's happening? What's happening? Like, is this the White Cloaks doing this? Like, is this the White Cloaks doing this? Like, bro, or is that, or who's doing this? I was so, that's one thing that I was a little more confused about. I was like, okay, wait 1 second. Okay, my bad. All right. So sorry about that. I heard my daughter spazzing out there, and I had to go help my wife out real quick because I heard, I don't know what happened, but she started tripping. Okay. She's like, I don't want to get ready for bed, yo. I don't know what was going on. She was passing. All right. So, we're back. And then when I got back, then I started having technical difficulties, of course. But it'd be like that. But we're good now. We're all good. Okay. So, Shan Chan. Oh, the questioners. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, I was confused about... who had left all the children and stuff. I was like, yo, was that the questioners? And it said, yo, he had seen questioner tactics before, but this was the first time he had ever been faced with children's bodies. Like, damn. Like, the questioners are tripping. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? Like, at first I was like, what? No way the questioners are doing that. And then it was like, oh my God, the questioners are doing that. And then he wished he could stop thinking about them all together. But he couldn't. But he asked, he's like, yo, is this your work, Mwad, or the Shan-Chan? He's like, neither, bro. Like, this is this is them. They're tripping. And then after all of the shit that they're talking about, he was like, yo, he says, pick a prisoner out for me. One who looks intelligent enough to tell what he has seen without embroidery, but young enough to not have to yet grown a full backbone. Like, that is so specific and brutal. And then Bornhold knew little about the invaders, the strangers. That's what everyone called them, at least. Those who did not just babble about Arthur Hawkwing, the Shan-Chan, and Haleen. He had enough of the old tongue to know the latter meant those who come before, or the forerunners. The sea folk had been met with silence, broken, beaten rabbles who spoke, wide-eyed and sweating of men who came into battle riding monsters as often as horses, who fought with monsters by their sides and brought Aes Sedai to rend the earth under their enemies' feet. Like, bruh. Whoa! Like, what the hell is happening?
Not word for word, unless I ask it. Simply tell me what he wants. The child, set to recite, swallowed before he began. My lord captain, He says you are moving too many men too close to Toman Head. He says the Dark Friends on Almouth Plain must be rooted out, and you are... Forgive me, Lord Captain. You are to turn back at once and ride toward the heart of the plain. He stood stiffly, waiting. Bornhold studied him. The dust of the plain stained Gerald's face as well as his cloak and his boots. Go and get yourself something to eat, Bornhold told him. There should be wash water in one of these houses, if you wish it. Return to me in an hour. I will have messages for you to carry. He waved the young man out. The questioners may be right, my lord captain, Baia said when Gerald was gone. There are many villages scattered on the plain, and the Dark Friends... Bornhold's hand slapping the table cut him off. What Dark Friends? I have seen nothing in any village he has ordered taken, except farmers and craftsmen worried that we will burn their livelihoods, and a few old women who tend the sick. Baia's face was a study in lack of expression. He was always readier than Bornhold to see Dark Friends.
And children, Baya. Do children here become dark friends?
The sins of the mother are visited to the 5th generation, Baya quoted, and the sins of the father to the 10th. But he looked uneasy. Even Baya had never killed a child.
Bro, like, what's going on? Like, things are getting so dark. Like, it's wild. It's honestly insane how, like, bruh, it's crazy. Like, progressively, things keep getting wilder and wilder everywhere we go. Everyone's fallen to the dark side in their own ways. And then we have a POV switch to Doman. Right? We have a PO switch to Doman and him doing his stuff with his ship. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah. Coastline of Toman Head. People spoke of visits from the tall, boxy ships of the invaders. When Shan Chan ships anchored off the west coast, the villagers who drew Oh, they keep talking about monsters fighting by their side, and I have no idea what that means, right? Like, I'm waiting for it. I'm like, what does that mean exactly? Because it definitely means something. But what, we're just really not sure. At least I'm not sure. And it says the Shanchan told the astonished people they must swear again oaths they had forsaken, though never deigning to explain when they had forsaken them or what the oaths meant. The young women were taken away one by one, and some were carried aboard the ships and never seen again. Like, what? What does that even mean? Like, what are we doing? A few older women had also vanished. Some of the guides and healers. Like, they're kidnapping everybody. Any women that can channel. Not even just Aes Sedai. And they basically just pulled up and indoctrinated everyone into what they believe in and then leave. Just crazy. When people had been thoroughly cowed, the Shanchan sailed away and usually never returned. Like, what? Falm was the only town they held fast. Like, they wanted Falm for some reason. Which is crazy. Like, what's going on? I just had so many questions, right? I had so many questions. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, and then it says that everyone was eyeing the sea nervously, and they were like not trying to make it happen. But Doman had no intention of meeting any Sanchan if he can avoid it. But it was too late. You know what I mean? The sea broke into fountaining water, and Flame had not and Flame had what? Oh, and Flame not 100 paces from his larboard side. Another column of flame split the area on the other side. Another burst up ahead. where they had been, the sea bubbled and steamed as if boiling. Like, bro, they was not playing. They were like, bro, you're pulling over. You're pulling over for show, my boy. I promise you, if you don't think you're doing anything, you're going to be pulling over for sure.
Carried armoured shapes, and Domon frowned in surprise. 2 women crouched in the stern. The longboat thumped against Spray's hull. The first to climb up was one of the armoured men, and Domon saw immediately why some of the villagers claimed the Seanchan themselves were monsters. The helmet looked very much like some monstrous insect's head, with thin red plumes like feelers. The wearer seemed to be peering out through mandibles. It was painted and gilded to increase the effect, and the rest of the man's armour was also worked with paint and gold. Overlapping plates in black and red outlined with gold covered his chest and ran down the outsides of his arms and the fronts of his thighs. Even the steel backs of his gauntlets were red and gold. Where he did not wear metal, his clothes were dark leather. The 2-handed sword on his back, with its curved blade, was scabbarded and hilted in black and red leather. Then the armoured figure removed his helmet, and Domon stared. He was a woman. Her dark hair was cut short, and her face was hard, but there was no mistaking it. He had never heard of such a thing, except among the Aiel, and Aiel were well known to be crazed. Just as disconcerting was the fact that her face did not look as different as he had expected of a Seanchan. Her eyes were blue, it was true, and her skin exceedingly fair, but he had seen both before. If this woman wore a dress, no one would look at her twice. He eyed her, and revised his opinion. That cold stare and those hard cheeks would make her remarked anywhere. The other soldiers followed the woman onto the deck. Domon was relieved to see, when some of them removed their strange helmets, that they, at least, were men. Men with black eyes or brown, who could have gone unnoticed in Tanchico or Ilion. He had begun to have visions of armies of blue-eyed women with swords. I used to die with swords, he thought, remembering the sea erupting. The Seanchan woman surveyed the ship arrogantly, then picked Domon out as captain. It had to be him or Yaren by their clothes. The way Yaren had his eyes closed and was muttering prayers under his breath pointed to Domon, and fixed him with a stare like a spike. Are there any women among your crew or passengers? She spoke with a soft slurring that made her hard to understand, but there was a snap in her voice that said she was used to getting answers. Speak up, man, if you are the captain. If not, wake that other fool and tell him to speak. I do be captain, my lady, Domon said cautiously. He had no idea how to address her, and he did not want to put a foot wrong. I have no passengers, and there be no women in my crew. He thought of the girls and women who had been carried off, and not for the first time wondered what these folk wanted with them. The 2 women dressed as women were coming up from the longboat, one drawing the other, Domon blinked, by a leash of silvery metal as she climbed aboard. The leash went from a bracelet worn by the first woman to a collar around the neck of the second. He could not tell whether it was woven or jointed. It seemed somehow to be both, but it was clearly of a piece with both bracelet and collar. The first woman gathered the leash in coils as the other came onto the deck.
See, this one is
The collared
actually
woman
real.
wore plain dark grey and stood with her hands folded and her eyes on the planks under her feet. The other had red panels bearing
Pretty sure in the
forked
show
silver
it was
lightning
like a-
bolts on the breast of her blue dress and on the sides of her skirts, which ended short
Fake.
of the ankles of her boots. Domon eyed the women uneasily. Speak slowly, man, the blue-eyed woman demanded in her slurred speech. She came across the deck to confront him, staring up at him and in some way seeming taller and larger than he. You are even harder to understand than the rest in this light-forsaken land. And I make no claim to be of the blood. Not yet. After Karine. I am Captain Ijeanin. Domon repeated himself, trying to speak slowly, and added, I do be a peaceful trader, Captain. I mean no harm to you, and I have no part in your war. He could not help eyeing the two women connected by the leash again. A peaceful trader? Ijeanin mused. In that case, you will be free to go once you have sworn fealty again. She noticed his glances and turned to smile at the women with the pride of ownership. You admire my damane. She cost me dear, but she was worth every coin. Few but nobles own a damane, and most are property of the throne. She is strong, trader. She could have broken your ship to splinters, had I wished it so. Domon stared at the women and the silver leash. He had connected the one wearing the lightning with the fiery fountains in the sea, and assumed she was an Aes Sedai. Ijeanin had just set his head whirling.
No one could do that. She is Aes Sedai?
He said disbelievingly. He never saw the casual backhand blow coming. He staggered as her steel-backed gauntlets split his lip. That name is never spoken, Ijeanin said, with a dangerous softness. There are only the damane, the leashed ones, and now they serve in truth as well as name. Her eyes made ice seem warm. Domon swallowed blood and kept his hand clenched at his sides. If he had had a sword to hand, he would not have led his crew to slaughter against a dozen armored soldiers, but it was an effort to make his voice humble.
I mean no disrespect, Captain. I know nothing of you or your ways. If I do offend, it is ignorance, no intention.
She looked at him, then said, You are all ignorant, Captain, but you will pay the debt of your forefathers. This land was ours, and it will be ours again. With the return, it will be ours again. Domon did not know what to say.
Surely she can no mean that nattering about Arta Hawkwing be true.
So he kept his mouth shut. You will sail your vessel to farm. He tried to protest, but her glare silenced him, where you and your ship will be examined. If you are no more than a peaceful trader as you claim, you will be allowed to go on your way when you have sworn the oaths.
Oaths, Captain? What oaths?
To obey, to await, and to serve.
Yo, like the demon, like they are tripping. The Shan Chan are out of their mind, bro. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know why they're tripping so hard. I think that's something that we're supposed to be waiting for a little bit more to kind of understand. They keep talking about Arthur Hawkwing, and I'm not sure where all of that stuff falls with them yet. You know what I mean? I'm not sure where that goes with that. I just don't. But she tells him, yo, you got to go back to the place and then you'll be good. You know what I mean? After you go back to the hut, you know, you got to go back to Falm and you got to pledge your allegiance to the flag, you know, to the republic for which it stands type of vibe. Fire Nation under God. You know, you got to go do all of that. And then she leaves her boy on there. What is his name? Kaban. She leaves Kaban on there. Like, what? What's happening? Why has she done this? You know, it's so interesting. I just have so many questions. I have so many questions about this. Because I just don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much unknown things occurring at one time. And I'm just like, yo, what are we supposed to do with that? You know, do we do anything with it? Like, is there, like, I don't know. Like, what? How? Yeah, that shit's crazy. And they really pulled up on them and made them like back down and was like, all right, come on, pull up. Amazing way to be introduced to the Shanchan. And I mean, in the show, it was a dope how we pulled up on them too. They kind of did something similar, right? I mean, they basically made them, they made them do like that tsunami wave towards what was going on. Like they made them do an entire tsunami towards the beach. Like I remember that. That was crazy. That was crazy. I'm pretty sure that's like how we ended the first season, right? So, bro, we're cooking. I really feel like we're cooking, unequivocally cooking. So I'm excited to see. I was like, I didn't expect it, bro. I didn't expect to see so much action in that type of way, you know? Like, oh yeah, this is what's happening here. Like that was just crazy to see going on. Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, and then we pull up and we see Falm stood up on a spit of land at the very tip of Tomenhead, and then high cliffs ran to the harbor mouth on both sides, and atop one of these were every ship running into the harbor that had to pass under them, and stood the towers of the watchers over the waves. A cage hung over the side of the tower with a man sitting in it despondently, legs dangling through the bars. Like, what are we even doing, right? What's happening? Falm rose from stone docks up the slopes of the hollow that made the harbor. If the Sanshan let bro go, he's like, maybe I can sell them some fireworks. And then Aganin, she was already there on the dock with her Damani. She was not playing. And then it says down the dock, a thing appeared. Damon could think of no other way to describe it. A hulking creature with a leathery gray-green hide and a beak of a mouth and a wedge-shaped head and 3 eyes. It lumbered along beside a man whose armor bore 3 painted eyes, just like those of the creature. Now, I know damn well we didn't see nothing like that in the show. I know damn well we didn't see nothing like that in the show, okay? Like, we saw nothing of the sort. And it was just, yeah, that's wild. Like, why are there so many more creatures than there were in the show? I really hope they find a way to, like, explain that, you know? Like, that's something that should definitely be explained to us. Like, where are the creatures, bro? That's all I'm trying to figure out. Where did the creatures go in the book? Like, I mean, in the show, like, where did all they go? Why is it only Ogier and Trollocs? Like, where did the flyers go? Where did these creepy things go? Where did the Grom go? Like, we're missing out on all of the creepy crawler creatures out there, man. It's not fair. It's not fair. Is it like they don't have enough monies or what's going on? Like, what the hell is happening here? And he was like, bro, my business is my ship, and that's all I'm going to be worried about. And he's like, yo, you want some fireworks or something? But they're like, yo, come on. And then it says it like this. Doman had seen farmers push a cow in the same way that they pushed him. Like, damn, like, Like, they're literally just herding them along. Like, they're not even doing... That's so crazy. Like, damn. And then... Yeah. He said some of them are on your side. And she was like, yo, there are people. People are basically, like, serving them. And they're rocking. Like, that's so insane. Whereas I obey the oaths. Captain, I obey, wait, and serve. Like, whoa. They got weapons for sure. Like, they gotta have weapons to protect themselves. Like, what? It's all like, bro, there's so many wild things going on. They're literally just indoctrinating people into their society. Crazy. Actually crazy. Excuse me. And then she's taking Doman to meet her boss. And we just get a crazy names and shit just dropped left and right. Like the High Lords of Tyr, Lord Tarak is introduced, the King of Ilion. They just say all of this stuff. Like, they're just dropping names left and right. Crazy. He's like, yo, do you know what this is? He's like, nah, I don't know. And then it's the Quindalar. And then this is when we find out, like, holy frijoles. Is this the dude that was bringing the stuff to Moiraine? Like, you know what I mean? It was like, oh, I was like, oh, snap. Like, what's going on here? It's the Quindalar that Moiraine is looking for, maybe, or whatever was going on. You know, that's what I thought right there. I was like, wait, Quindalar, how did he get some of that, baby? And then, boom, please accept this piece as a gift. And then someone just snaps off on him, like, he's like, yo, if you can let me sail, then, you know, it's all good, and you can have it, or whatever. And then... And then bro snapped. He said, you unshaven dog. You speak of giving the High Lord what Captain Egeanin has already given him. He's like, you bargain as if the High Lord were a merchant. You will be flayed alive over 9 days. Like, oh my God. So brutal. He was so brutal to him. Like, why did he go so hard on that guy? For no reason. And then the High Lord says, I cannot allow you to leave me. I don't have anyone else to talk to, basically. Like, and then boom, yo, they drink some calf. And now Doman is trying to get the hell out of Falm in any way that he can. In any way, shape, or form, he's trying to get out of Falm. And that has me rolling. He's basically trapped now. And he has to do everything he can to escape Falm for real, for real. So, yeah, that was chapter 29. I like that chapter. I like everything that was going on there. The Shan-Chan are villains. I can't wait to see how much more villainous they become throughout this thing. And Doman, you know, Damon, whatever bro's name is, he's definitely a menace as well out here in these streets. And it's going to be crazy to see where he goes and what he does. So I'm excited. I'm excited to keep following along on this journey of the Shan-Chan and seeing where it takes us for real, because they seem wild. I'm hoping that we get to spend a little bit more time with like Perrin and Varen and all of them soon, like because I just love all of that as well. Did you get excited when you saw the chapter title? I was definitely like, oh snap, it's about to go down. I was definitely like, it's about to go down. Technical difficulties? Yeah, it was going up. Roseman read the hell out of that Bornhall dialogue. Damn. Bruh, she been reading the hell out of a lot of this stuff, for real. Monsters? Curious. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where all these monsters were in the show. Like, where were they? Gender equality? Unheard of. Fun fact, RJ always said Shan-Chan had Texas accents. I felt that way about, what was it, Kaban when he started talking? Kind of like the Romans, they'd be nice to the people they conquer as long as they wouldn't fight back. Ooh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Do you think the creatures are shadow spawn? I'm not sure. Do I know what that means? Do I know what shadow spawn is? My brain hasn't been braining, so I can't even recall what shadow spawn is. Here's a clue to something that's going on. Go back to the last two sentences of the prologue. The last two sentences of the prologue. I'm on page, what page is this? 352? Alright, let's put a bookmark there. Remembering the commands given to him by Baal-Zemaman, he fingered the golden flaring sun worked on the breast of the white cloak and the red shepherd's crook behind the sun, symbol of his office in the world of men, and he almost laughed. There was work, great work, to be done in Terabon and on Almith Plain. I ain't gonna lie, I'm even more confused now. I've got to head to bed. Sleep well and wake, everyone. Hey, appreciate you, Sharice. You get some good sleep, Miss Lady. I hope you sleep well and wake as well. Shadow's one of the things of the Dark One, Trollocs Fades, Drakkar. Oh, damn, is that what they're called? Shadow Spawn? I had no idea. Wow. No, I had no idea about that. For real, for real. But do I think that they are? Nah, I don't think they are. Well, they might be, actually. I don't think the Grom were. And that's the only reason why I don't think that those are. I think those things are the Grom, damn near. I don't know why, but that's just the vibe that I get. Because it gave them the kind of the leatherish, greeny skin that the Grom had, kind of, right? Seems very similar. Similarly. Holy shit. Yo, I didn't even notice that the man who called himself Boars is a white cloak. Damn, the way that this man be writing shit, it's in such a subtle way. The symbol of his office in the world of man. Whoa. It's crazy. Can I put that down as a prediction of yours? Sunshine have grown? Yes, you can put that down as a prediction of mine for sure. I had no idea that Boars was a white cloak. I'm not gonna lie to you. It has to do with the white cloaks? Yo, I didn't even catch that. I must have been paying too much attention to try to figure out who... I was trying to figure out who Boars was so hard that I missed that Boars was a white cloak. Wow. I don't even have anything highlighted about that part. Wow, I'm slipping. We did not establish that. No, we definitely didn't establish it. I gotta highlight that. Where's my highlighter, bro? How did I not know this part? Oh, where's my... I'm slipping. Wow. He fingered the golden flaring sun, worked on the breast of the white cloak, and the red shepherd's crook behind the sun, symbol of his office in the world of men. Wow. Wow. What the hell? Am I brain dead? Wow. What? Boars is a bloody white cloak. What? Boars is a bloody white cloak. Boars is a bloody white cloak. Oh my. Oh my goodness. I have to go back and read this entire chapter again now. I have to go back and read chapter 29 again now. Holy shit. I have to read chapter 29 again. Oh my god, I had no idea. Oh my goodness, what? Whoa. Specifically, it's a white cloak and a red shepherd's hook. Now, I don't remember what that means at all. I'm sort of sorry I gave you that answer. I thought we covered it in that episode and you just forgot. You know what? That might even be possible. But I definitely had no idea that Boars was a white cloak. I can't believe I missed that. I'm so disappointed in myself. That's insane. Don't be sorry though, because that's a W. That's a W. Like, that's a W for sure. Oh yeah, because it's a red hook. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Robert Jordan, bro. He talks about shit in such subtle ways that you can't. You're not even. You don't even. You can miss out on something if you're not really paying attention. Damn. Damn. Whoa. That's hard. That's hard, bro. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, he does. He does say he doesn't like questioners. Especially because they was like killing children. Like, what is that about? Why are we killing children and hanging them up on, you know, like that's insane. Wild. Holy free holies. Every time bro says something's getting fingered, I just kind of tune out. But that's whenever something's getting fingered, it's like literally pointing at it to be like, "Hey, remember this." Like, cuz I've paid attention to every other time the word fingered has been used. Because I'm like, hey, yo, fingered, like what? But it's always like fingered the red cloth or fingered the da 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 da. And I just missed that completely on the freaking prologue. That's crazy. Mm, mm, mm. Damn. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm enjoying this book so much, and I cannot wait to continue getting into these next couple of chapters. I think next up on the list, which we'll be doing next week, is chapter 30 to 34. Chapter 30 to 34, and that'll be on the 22nd. Oh, that's today. Oh, because we slipped up. Oh, we missed a week. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so now this is 22, and then this is 29, and then this is 6, 5. This is 6, 12. Where's the month? Give me the damn calendar. There we go. 19. All right, so we'll be finishing up on the 19th now. So next week, yeah, boom. Next week, 5/29/24 will be chapters 30 through 34. And then going into June, we have a couple of shows that are going to be dropping. So we're going to be doing watch parties for, I think we have like House of the Dragon. I'm pretty sure there's The Acolyte. I'm pretty sure we also have The Boys going on. I think all of those are in June, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be a wild ride for sure. Yeah, so I'm excited. 30 to 34. Things are gonna start picking up next section. I hope you're ready. I am ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. The section after next week is like 6 chapters, and we gotta decide if we're splitting it in half. The section after next week? Oh, 35 to 40? No, I don't want to do 3 chapters. 35 to 40 is 95 pages. Whoa. 35 to 40? Damn. Hold on, let me see. Let me pull out my time calculator real quick. Uh 35, 40. Okay, so that's 31 minutes and 20 seconds plus 23 minutes and 20 seconds plus 31 minutes and 27 seconds plus 28 minutes and 34. 31 minutes and 25 seconds plus 42 minutes and 11 seconds. Nah, that's not bad. That's about how long all the reading has been. Because I think this week's reading was probably the shortest because of that 18-minute chapter. Because it's about 3 hours and 8 minutes of the audio book for that segment. And let's look at this. Let's look at what next week's segment is, because that's chapter 30 to 34. So that's 28 minutes and 14 seconds plus 31 minutes and 2 seconds plus 25 minutes and 3 seconds plus 36 minutes and 1 second, and then plus 38 minutes and 13 seconds. Yeah, so this next week's reading is 2 hours and 38 minutes, and then the week after that is 3 hours and 14 minutes. And because April 7th, when was that? Oh, April 17th. Yeah, so chapter 6 through 9 was 3 hours and 25 minutes. Yeah. So chapters 6 through 9 was longer than chapters 35 to 40. So I think we're good. I think we're good on that. See, I got my time calculator. Oh, you can't see that shit. Yeah, you can't see it, but yeah. Got my time calculator. 30 to 40 is 95 pages. If that helps you decide, well, it's 95 in my book, maybe not in your edition. This week was 77 pages in my edition. Yeah, this week was This week was definitely shorter for sure. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think it's enough because then that leads us, you know, I think that's dope. We go 30 to 34, 35 to 40, and then 41 to 50. Wait. 41 to 50. That's a lot. 41 to 50 is a lot, but that might be dope though. I think that's dope because it's like the end. Oh my God, that's a lot. 41 to 50 is insane. Maybe it's not. Oh no, those are all short chapters. 41 is a short chapter. 42 is a short chapter. 43 is a short chapter. 44 is a short chapter. 45 is long as hell. Oh no, that's cool actually. Nah, that's actually good. Never mind. That's good. Yeah, I think we're good all the way until the ending, yo. Last chapter is 1 page. Oh damn. Damn. It's crazy. I'm ready. I'm ready to get into it. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too, man. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in with me today and keeping me company on this episode of Book Club, on this watch party and review. You guys make this amazing, and I hope all of you had a good time today as we went through and did it. I appreciate all you guys watching on the replay. If you've made it to the end, my friend, let me know. If you've made it to the very, very end on the replay, drop a SIS in the chat. Celine is sus. You feel me? Drop a sis in the chat because Celine is sus, okay? So if you made it to the very end, let me know by doing that, okay? If you guys haven't already, make sure you drop a like and a share on the stream because it definitely helps out with all the things we're trying to do around here. You can also follow us on all forms of the social media at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. You can also follow me on social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I may be partaking in at that particular time. And of course, those weekly podcasts, you can check them out wherever you check out your weekly podcast at. All right. I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in with me today and making it an amazing time yet again. I appreciate you, Mari Sue, for all you do. And I appreciate you, KP, on the replay with the timestamps, brother. And I hope all of you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, night, morning, evening, whatever time it may be, wherever you may be. And as I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior. Sleep well and wait.
If you guys would like to support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan. Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update.